Hello, everybody. Excited Utterance here. My name's Ella, and we've been waiting a little while for this one, about a month or so. If you don't recall, Marshella Chidester is the lady who ran full force into a boat club. It's called the Swan Boat Club, and it's in Monroe County in Michigan. Now, at the time, it created huge news all over the country and a little bit further as well. It was pretty shocking what happened. The footage was intense. I'm sure we're going to see it in court today. She drove right through the wall of the Swan Boat Club, and very, very sadly, she drove into a kid's birthday party. And unfortunately, a few people lost their lives, including some children. Now, that was really, really sad. And when we saw the hearing, I think it was the arraignment hearing about a month ago, things went berserk. In fact, it was more like some sort of, I don't know, shouting match than it was a court hearing. There were family members on the Zoom link, and they were yelling out at the defendant across the room across the court, right, just across the court. And it was chaos. It wasn't like a courtroom. It was allowed, like the judge just allowed it to happen. So I'll put a link in the description after this to the previous stream. We're all just shocked by what was going on. It's like, is this a courtroom or what? I'm interested to see what happens today. This all unfolded a few hours ago. Thank you to David for making law simple, or God of Law, for the link. Hello, David. You can come in the back door if you want. Might be busy though. Up to you. And this is actually a court that David has worked in before, and a judge that David has served for. And yeah, he's obviously going to be able to provide lots of interesting insight today. Now, does the judge know you, Dali? I don't know. Does he? Let's see. Oops.
Hey.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you? I just meant like I'm harassing David to cover his trial. And then there's that whole awkward thing with David.
What sounds dirty? What are you talking about? I'm down for it. I got to prepare myself. Oh, sweet. David's coming on stream. Yay. Nice. Okay, so we're going to have David here in a minute. Lovely. All right, Dali, why would the judge know you?
Because I did a media request form and like kept calling the courthouse several times, and the court reporter got annoyed, and David had to go back with the opposing counsel back in chambers, and they all discussed me.
Right, I see. The back door thing. Right, yeah. Okay. I should call it the side door or something. I don't know. There is a door, and he's got a key. That's all. Hello, everybody. Hey, Mads and Half Irish. How are you? And Ronnie. And Alrighty. So, basically, we've got. I really don't know how long this thing goes for, because there's a big break in the middle. It's a long video, but it seems like it's only bits of the video. So I don't know. But I've seen a bit of it, and there's some really, really incriminating video we have not seen of the defendant. And let's just say, beforehand, we thought she was just DUI, right? So she was driving under the influence of alcohol. And that was the big story that went around, that she had been drinky beforehand. But no, there's something else going on here. There is something else going on here. This lady, we knew that she had a medical condition in that her legs had some problems with seizing up. We knew that she had been to a doctor's appointment earlier that day. Wait till you see her getting into the car. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You got to watch, people. And yeah, there's going to be some witnesses and things. Now, I'm not sure what kind of hearing this was. I thought it was supposed to be a probable cause hearing, and then maybe it's a preliminary hearing. I'm not really sure what kind of hearing it is. So David might be able to help us out with that, and I can fix my thumbnail up and my description. And David can join us when he joins us. Okay, and we might put it on playback of 1.25 and see how that goes as well. So let's go, and I'll put it on screen for you now and see if the closed captions work as well.
So here, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you.
That's some glorious hair.
Sir,
You turn it up a bit.
My name is William Schmidt, WILLIAM,
Good Lord.
No.
Thank you, Judge.
You just know that guy's choking
288 Branch Off.
perps with his ponytail.
Swan Boat Club.
David's here.
Swan Boat Club on the west side.
Oops, hang on. I need to add you to stage, David. Just a minute.
Yes, it is.
Sir, were you home on April 20th?
Yes, it was.
Did something unusual occur that day?
Yes, I heard a large, what sounded like an explosion.
Do you know about what time of day that was?
Hello. It's a pulmonary examination.
It's a preliminary voice to text. It's a preliminary examination. The purpose of this is to establish that there's probable cause to bind her over on a felony. And then everything sort of starts over again at the circuit court, a higher level court that handles the felonies.
Right.
There are 5 or 6 police officers that testify. There's some other civilians that testify. But the most shocking part that I watched was the video, really. And it's not even the video of the accident, because we know the accident was bad. This is a woman who killed, 3 kids? I can't remember, by running into the side of a building and going through a birthday party, essentially. But the initial argument is that she has this medical condition, and that's all fine and well. But then when you watch the videos of the aftermath when she's being interviewed, and you watch before when she's getting into her car, oh my God. This was not, I don't know what was going on. It's so bad.
Okay, cool. We'll see how far we get into it before we get really impatient and just go look at that. Now, audio is kind of bad. Let's just see whether or not. Do you guys all want us to lower our mics?
Do you want me to,
so you can turn it up?
Send me the link and I can try to adjust it.
I will send you the link. Oh, you've got the link.
Do I?
Yeah, I sent you both the link.
Oh, is that what you're using? Okay.
Yeah.
So I was sending you all day today, Salvador.
Yes.
Oh, hush.
Yes. You are
I
prepared.
assumed it was something going into the dumpster at the boat club, because they're always throwing something in there, so you hear large bangs. I went outside to walk the dog, and that's when I noticed that there was a hole in the side of the boat club, and I went to check it out.
I went to check it out. What did you do specifically?
I walked over there, and
Chad, how is it?
Pretty bad scene, so I got out my cell phone and I recorded it to get evidence for whatever the police needed. I know it's important to have those first moments.
What's the timestamp?
Sorry, but first, Chad, how is it?
So you live directly next door, so you walk down the road that's the parking lot to the boat club?
Walk across my lawn.
Okay. And you entered the, how did you enter into the boat
club?
I walked through the hole.
We'll let Dali use his snazzy plug-in that he just found.
What
we're only up to 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay.
And you entered.
Okay, we missed who this guy is.
Cell phone, you said?
I did. I started recording before I went through the hole because I wasn't.
Oh, he's just a witness. He's the guy who took the video.
I went through the hole because I wasn't sure what I was gonna.
So we're about to see the video.
I didn't know at the time it was Marshella, my neighbor.
That is pretty loud.
There were some other kids that drove
Too loud?
similar to it.
No, it's good. Well,
Oh,
it's
okay.
better than mine.
Okay.
And so I wanted to make sure to get them in case they try to run away or do something goofy.
Okay. Eventually, did you give that cell phone recording to law enforcement?
I did.
And did you have an opportunity to review that cell phone recording after you recorded it?
Yes, I watched it.
And was it a fair and accurate representation of what you saw in the Swan Boat Club that day?
I believe so.
Okay. Sir, you also have a video system, a surveillance system on your home, is that correct?
Yes, I do.
And how many cameras do you have? Roughly where are they placed?
I have 4 cameras. They're placed on basically all the corners of the house, so I can get a good view of everything going on the outside of the house.
You have one that faces your driveway,
I do.
and you also have one on the top of the house that faces the Boat Creek Park or the Swan Boat
Swan
parking
Boat
lot.
Club? Yes, I do.
How long have you had this video system?
Probably about 5-6 years.
Okay. You maintain it yourself,
I do.
and it was in good working order on April 20th, 2024?
Yes, it was.
Did you have an opportunity to review those recordings around the time of the crash?
I did.
And did they record anything related to the crash of the Swan Boat Club?
When you say related to the crash, I saw the vehicle go towards the boat club, and I saw the vehicle. The camera doesn't see it slam into the boat club, but you can definitely tell that something happened from the dust cloud and the debris, and of course the screaming.
Okay. Judge, at this time, people move to admit People's Cumulative Exhibit 1 videos from William Paul Schmidt.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
It is admitted.
Thank you, Judge. People would move to proffer those to the court at this time.
I've received it.
Thank you, Judge.
It is received.
So much tedious foundation.
Is that
Mr.
just
Schmidt, this is
common
your
in these?
camera that faces your driveway.
Yes.
Whoa.
That worked well.
Oh, that was great.
This hearing was essentially just people getting up and then showing videos. The whole hearing was videos.
Gotcha.
Sweet. We like video exhibits.
Oh yeah, yeah. These are some of them are a little graphic.
Ooh, okay. Do I need to take them down? Like, you need to warn
No,
me?
just when you're looking at the inside of the yacht club, just like tell people if they don't want to see things to look away.
Oh, okay. But I'm not going to get yeeted, do you think?
No.
Okay.
It's not that bad. It's just
Whoa.
it's more shocking.
Oh,
Boy.
hang on. Go back.
Go back.
Go back. 10 seconds. There she
Jesus.
goes. Whoa, she's murdering.
Good Lord. Granny has got a place to be.
Yeah, she's flying through that parking lot in that street there.
That's not even paved.
The record reflects.
Just wait, there's more.
Oh, that's the one. That's the footage. How?
Do you want to see it again?
Jeez Christ. Oh, holy moly.
Guys, look away if you're squeamish. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, they had to lift the car up to get somebody trapped out of it, from under it.
Shit. Look how far. Yeah, you're right, how far. Look how far in she got.
Good Lord. Can't even make a joke about this.
Holy crap.
This isn't the fun part of the hearing. The fun part of the hearing is later.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you got birthday balloons and good Lord. Hey, Fiery. How you doing? God, there's so many people there.
No further questions from the people for Mr. Schmidt, Judge.
Cross-examination.
Holy
No
hell.
questions, Your Honor. May the witness be excused.
From the
You
people.
don't ask questions
Your
after
Honor.
that.
You're free to go, sir.
Thank you.
That was really hard to
We'll
watch.
proceed to the next witness.
Basically, they parade
Amended
witnesses up
information.
and off just to show videos.
Gotcha.
Well, until the one police officer that actually questioned the woman.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yes, Your Honor.
How does the defendant plead?
Stand mute to the charges.
Defendant standing mute, plead not guilty is entered.
Thank you.
People may call their next witness.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, we'll call Daniel Reardon.
The facts could be better for the defense.
Yeah, it's not looking good for her.
Please raise your right hand.
Hey, yeah, it not only crossed the room, it went through the wall on the
Nothing but
inside. Half I read.
Yeah.
the truth, so help you God.
I do.
You may be seated. Please state your name and spell your name for the record.
Daniel Reardon. Want the first name spelled too? Okay. DanielRiordan.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Mr. Reardon. Are you familiar with the
Yeah,
Swan
you're
Boat Club?
right, Judge.
Yes, sir.
How are
Yeah.
you familiar with it?
I've been a member there for maybe 20 years.
Are you
Good point.
involved in
This
any
guy's
other
gonna
acts of the
show
Boat Club?
more
I'm
video.
a two-time, I'm a
inside.
past Commodore, and I'm
Of what?
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, this witness is going to show more video from the inside of the room at the club there when it gets hit.
Okay.
Just heads
Oh
up.
boy.
currently the Commodore.
What does the Commodore at the Boat Club do?
But I mean, just oversees everything, gives direction to, works with the board, basically, and works with the vice, the rear, like I said, the board, and just takes care of anything, question, if someone's got a question, if they got something that's, a problem or something like that, that's it.
Is this an elected position?
Yes,
And were you brought to the Boat Club on April 20th of 2024?
yes.
And why were you brought on that day?
I got a page from the rear Commodore saying 911, get back to the boat club.
Do you know about what time you arrived to the Boat Club?
It's probably about 3:15, 3:20,
And where is the Swan Boat Club located?
6332 Branchall Road, Newport.
That's in the county of Monroe.
Yes.
Was there some event at the Boat Club on April 20th?
There was a dock party in the morning and a birthday party in the afternoon
Where was the birthday party located?
in our
Yeah,
pavilion.
you can skip this.
And that is
witness
if you
separate from the
want.
Boat Club, or is that
Sorry, yeah.
attached to the Boat Club?
It's attached to like
Okay.
a
I mean,
Should we just-
maybe if you want to put the link in for people that want to
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
watch that video, it's pretty good. You see like kids and people walking around, and then instantly there's a car. It's like an explosion that goes off, and then there's a car up against the other wall, and
Do you wanna
you get the
play the-
gist of it, right?
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
want
It doesn't
okay.
matter to me,
We
I'm
might
just-
flick forward.
Yeah.
No, yeah, okay.
What's more
would
interesting, and the reason why, because she was claiming that she had a medical condition with her leg, but it's the other videos. It's her being interviewed afterwards, and the videos before this whole incident. That's really amazing to me.
Okay, cool. Well, if you would flick forward, I will flick
Okay.
forward. I'll take your advice on it. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That is brutal.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
brutal, and we will provide the link for you guys. You can watch it if you would like.
Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
How old
So
is this
this guy-
judge?
Sorry, David. Should we watch this guy?
I don't remember this guy. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start him off.
Or should I just advance to the videos he plays, or because he's just
I
laying
mean, yeah, like I
foundation to get
said, all
videos
the
in.
testimony is just establishing foundation for the videos. Like this guy's probably going to have body cam.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, I'll
Go
go
straight
there.
to the body cam.
Set of drive-by driver. That you do with area that would.
Have you had an opportunity
Don't
to
go that
review the
far.
footage from that camera?
I did, sir.
No, I'm not.
And is it?
Oh, this might be a good one if I remember correctly.
At least her hazards are on.
Can you pause it real quick?
Yeah. Oh, that's the woman, right?
Okay. So the chaos going on in there, everyone's scrambling to like help injured people. That woman sitting down there is the driver. She's just sitting there. They point to her
in
like
the chair?
that's the driver in the chair.
She
Yeah.
was there before. She was there in the last bit of footage as well. I was wondering whether that was her earlier.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she
So,
was just sitting
so
there.
she gets out of her car and she's just sitting there. It's so freaking weird.
Wow.
Okay. Because, yeah, I thought I recognized her earlier.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that can't be her. She's got to be in the car.
And of
Yeah,
course, she has to tape one of the chairs.
I know, right? But she's not doing anything to help. She's just sort of sitting there.
Okay, that's not good.
That could be an aggravating factor.
Yeah, possibly.
Can you go with me just for a second? Okay.
How nice of them to help her. They're drunk.
What happened? I passed out. Okay. Have you been feeling ill or anything like that? Yes. What kind of medical conditions do you have? Seizures. Seizures? Okay. Were you here for the party? No. What were you
You're on there now.
For?
I was just coming down here.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
So you take medications for seizure, you said? Have you been drinking at all today?
A little bit, yes.
Okay. When's the last time you had something to drink?
Probably like a half hour ago.
Half an hour ago. What did you drink?
Excuse me, darling.
Oh,
Captions.
What's your name, hon?
oh yes.
Marshella.
Marshall.
It's
Don't talk to cops.
It's 5
Oh, she should have shut up. She should have shut up.
Although to be fair, I don't think that would have helped her.
Yeah.
Chidester, okay, you don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
All right, I'm just gonna leave you back here just for a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you need to see any medical attention right now?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm gonna roll down this window over here just to get you some air, okay? Okay.
Something doesn't add
I
up.
just wanna separate her from whatever.
How come at her hearing a couple of days later, her arms were both like broken. Remember?
I don't remember her arms being broken.
Well, at least one of them was. At least one of them was like right up in a cast.
Maybe I don't remember that distinctly.
Okay, I can bring up a photo of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was in traction.
I mean, she did drive through a building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she can't feel it right now.
My trunk, but where's your trunk at?
We've already stipulated in the court center an order regarding medical records of certain individuals that were hurt in the crash. I would stipulate to this being entered for preliminary examination purposes, but we've already stipulated these individuals being hurt. So as to the purpose of playing it, I don't know the relevance.
Response from the people.
Judge, we need to ID the victims.
I would stipulate to them. I've already done it with the medical records.
Judge, it also illustrates the scene at the time, the chaotic nature of it. I believe it's quite relevant to this matter.
As to the scene, I'll stipulate that it looked the way it did.
Pissing off the prosecutor by stipulating everything.
Entered the building.
Yeah, the prosecutor still has the right to say, no, I want to show it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can the judge overrule that?
I mean, in theory, he could, but he's not going to.
Okay.
Yeah, why would he?
Completely irrelevant. I'm
Save
stipulating
time.
these people were injured as a result of her motor vehicle crash.
It's relevant, Dolly.
Are you stipulating also the admissibility of it?
Admissibility of this video?
Correct.
I stipulate to the admissibility for preliminary examination purposes.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
man.
To bind over, I have to find that there has been a serious impairment of bodily function to each victim. Are you stipulating as to that?
Well, Your Honor, that's where the order that's been entered by stipulation of the parties that the medical records are going to be entered. It's my understanding through the prosecutor that may have been sent over to the court maybe a day prior so the court would have time to digest it and review it. So, in effect, if the medical records show a serious impairment of an important body function, then it does, and we would not object for preliminary examination purposes. But unless the video is showing something of my client making a comment or something like that, it's really
She
irrelevant.
did make a comment.
It
She
does
did.
not-
She did make a comment.
She was drunk. She said she was drinking.
That's
She
why it's
said
relevant.
takes
She made a
medication.
comment.
All are elements of the charges today, Judge.
Your Honor, I understand, but to go further in this video, there's really no need. It's not relevant. They already got in.
Oh,
what
he
took
doesn't want the
place,
rest of
and
the
I'll
video
stipulate
played.
That's
Oh.
A question before the court is the extent of the victim's injuries. Whether a serious impairment of
No,
bodily
no,
function
that's
was
BS.
one of the victim's named. I have reviewed the medical records, but I do believe the video evidence from the scene is relevant as to that.
When he has to prove a death, sure, but otherwise it's BS.
okay. I respect that, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. I don't know that I'm going to be able to find the exact spot, so if it's okay with the court, can I restart? I can attempt if you'd like.
What?
I give you a few minutes to get to the point.
Can I just play it over again, Your
Thank you,
Honor?
Judge.
Just find out. Just find it.
All
For
right.
goodness sake. I don't think I'll be able to find the right spot. Such a man.
Yeah, there's no jury here.
Oh,
It's
you
just
hear
the
him
judge
whispering?
making the decision, so it's not that big of an impact.
Hear him whispering. Can't just pause it.
Where do we look? What am I gonna do?
Ah.
17 Central Woods. My
my truck's right there in my bulletproof.
On the back.
I guess there's in my truck, but where's your truck at? So right there it is. So my truck's right there in my bulletproof, my tack vest, the scissors. I didn't cut his pants off.
Bulletproof attack vest? Bullets?
No, he wants scissors out of his bulletproof vest.
You guys have scissors?
Excuse me, I believe you have my scissors.
If anyone's not squeamish and wants to watch the inside video, it's traumatic and it's crazy. But for your show, I don't think you need to watch.
But it's got kids.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You don't really see the at least the part that I watch. You don't see the kids because they're under the vehicle. But it's
they're under the vehicle. It's fine. They're under the vehicle.
Yeah,
nah.
They're small. They can fit.
What's happening here exactly?
They're trying to show the injuries to the victims.
Right.
Okay.
So they're skipping around. They're skipping around, just trying to show how injured the victims were. That was the objection, the defense's objection, and then the prosecutor said, "I'll skip around just to show the injury to the victims."
Gotcha.
Right.
Jaden. What, do you know where Jaden's at?
Jaden. Oh no. I think that might be one of the kids that passed.
Jesus.
Holy mackerel. Hey, Ron.
I don't have a timestamp, but there is a part where the police start interviewing the woman in the police vehicle.
Okay. I think I found it when you're ready.
Okay.
Well, I was just saying if you wanted to skip all this part of the
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's turn the sound down a little bit and speed it up.
My name is Nick. This is Steve. You want these on me? Take her. Your back hurt.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, I got his name and stuff. How much do you need this on?
Okay.
Oh, I was just going to say this is more of the same. They're just showing the injuries to other victims.
Let's keep going then. Let's fast forward to the next
one. Sorry, I don't want it to be like totally macabre because it's interesting once she starts talking and then they go into the neighbor or like some other guy, not a police officer, or maybe it is, that grabbed some other surveillance video when she first gets in her car.
Thanks, Heaps, for being here and helping us with this.
Yeah.
Madison Fleck.
Good Lord. Is she like 10?
I know. I saw her. I was like, wow, she looks young. I was like, this is not what she signed up for when she joined the force.
She even graduated high school?
Maybe at SONFLECK.
She's got chewing gum.
I'm employed through the Liberty Sheriff's Office as a deputy sheriff.
Come on, woman.
Approximately
Come on.
4.5 years.
Sure. Spit it out.
The judge is like, give me your gum. Give me your gum. God.
Miss.
Did you bring enough gum for the entire courtroom, miss?
Come on now.
Law enforcement position prior to that?
No, sir.
Okay.
Holy
Are you
moly.
certified to be a police officer in the state of Michigan?
Yes, sir.
And you were on April 20th?
Yes, sir.
You were
No,
working
really?
on April 20th as a deputy?
Yes, sir.
And did something bring you to the Swan Boat Club?
Oh, I thought that was her Halloween costume. She's an actual officer.
A call came into the North County Central Dispatch, and I responded.
We can turn the speed down
Do you know
now, I
approximately
think.
what
I
time
think
you
I was
arrived at
1.5.
No, sir.
I was on 1.5. I
Can you
did
describe
turn it
the
down
scene
to
when you arrived?
1.25.
When I arrived, there was multiple EMS and fire personnel on scene, as well as my supervisor, Sergeant Romina, and Deputy Schmidt. And then when I responded into the venue, there was chaos. There were still people being treated and pulled out of the building.
Did you meet any individuals that had been injured on that day?
Yes, when I first walked in, I responded to Denise Roberts, as well as Patricia Raffs, and then I also observed Leah Sith and Diane Medina.
Are you issued a body-worn camera?
Yes, sir.
Were you wearing it on that day?
Yes, sir.
Was it in good working order to your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Did you have an opportunity to review that video?
Yes.
Have you slept with the entire police force like that one girl?
Yes.
Judge, I would move to admit what is proposed Exhibit 4, a compilation of the deputy's body-worn camera.
I'll object at this time pending seeing the deal and her identified.
I'm going to skip forward to the video.
Yep.
God.
On the floor. You guys are like I don't know. She's 18.
Is there anybody? I got this series of reason. I'm going to start working on getting that. Nope, just try to stay out of the way from everybody and help where you can.
All three of them.
She's already to Mexico. You're welcome. Are you really? I think they want to leave her right for right now. Just because I don't know if it's attached anywhere. It should.
Oh, God. Person's arm ripped off.
All right. Ma'am, I'm gonna get were you in here when it happened? No, you need to witness it all. Okay.
Oh, no. Right, she's just laying on the ground. Okay.
Is it hurt pretty much everywhere right now? Okay.
Is that the mum?
Just try to take some deep breaths, okay? As deep breaths as you can. Yep. As deep breaths as you can. Well, they're hitting this guy, and then you're coming up next. Okay.
Okay. They were right in front, so we'll keep her right there. You need help back there again? Okay. Sir, so you been cutting your trees yet? No. Will you witness the crash?
I don't know. I don't know, Ronnie. Oh, hello, Mavka. How are you?
No objection to it being.
It is a
Yeah.
Deputy, is he now
Big news in that area.
Yes.
No further questions, Judge.
cross-examination.
No questions, Your Honor.
May the witness be excused.
People excuse the witness, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't think
Yes.
this defense attorney asked a single
Call their
question.
next witness.
The defense
Yes,
attorney asked. Yeah, I wouldn't think he'd want to ask her questions.
Yes, the witness is excused to go back to freshman high school.
So Mavka, are you in that area, or is it just your former co-worker? Because we have an attorney here who works in that area, and yeah, it's big news there, right? God of Law.
Yeah, it is. It's been talked about quite a bit. This is a local affiliate actually that's been covering it, and I just happened to be watching it today. I was down there for one of her pre-trials in person, just because I had court down there. But this is her preliminary examination, and it essentially consists of people getting on and off the stand, just showing videos. But what's most concerning is the statements that she makes and how she's driving before the accident.
Yeah, right. Everyone's Karen Reid focused at the moment. I wasn't even going to stream today because I was like, if there's a Karen Reid verdict of any kind, there's no point streaming at all.
Oh, you guys missed my fan stream. Salvador did.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Your what?
My fan stream.
Fan stream?
Yeah, he did a stream this morning.
Oh really?
Yeah. He just had it on his fan.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a stream of. Oh, just of your fan? Oh, that's hilarious.
Competing with Karen Reid.
Oh, you're competing with Karen Reid. Very good. Of course. Because why not?
You're free to go. People may call their next witness.
Your Honor, people call Deputy Schmidt.
Here, Babu. I love you.
Tell the truth.
I think we're getting. This is where we get into the her interview.
Okay.
Her police car.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. Yeah, this is it.
Nice.
So remember, her defense is that she has a medical condition. She wasn't drinking, or she had like one drink or something. But her medical condition is simply that her legs freeze up.
That's not an excuse. That's not a defense at all.
Well, it is a defense, just not a very good one.
Terrible one. My legs freeze up. Shouldn't be driving, lady. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Hi.
Going around here? No, not really. I pulled into the parking lot, and I thought I was driving up to the boat club, and evidently I was driving right to the pavilion. Which direction did you drive from? I live right down the street.
Did you? Wait. She said, I thought I was driving up to the boat club, but apparently I was driving through it. Is that what she said?
Going around here? No, not really. I pulled into the parking lot, and I thought I was driving up to the boat club, and evidently I was driving right to the pavilion. Which direction?
Right into the pavilion?
I live right down the street. Okay, so you were coming from that.
What?
Evidently, I was driving right through the building. That's what she says.
Right into the pavilion.
Well, she's correct.
I mean, points for honesty. I appreciate that.
She's in pretty good spirits, considering what she just did.
Yeah, remember when the police first showed up, she's just hanging out on the chair, just sort of sitting there? Yeah. I'm going to have to jump off in a second, guys.
No worries.
But it gets more interesting from here. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Take care, guys.
Thanks. Have a
bye.
good day. Thank you.
I am dumbstruck.
When you got to the parking lot, what happened?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you think there's a reason you don't remember? Did something happen or?
You know what? I have these seizures, and
Okay. Do you have anything where it says like maybe that did your doctor permit you to drive and everything?
I'm cleared to drive now, and I don't have my purse with me, but I do have a card in my purse.
Okay. When's the last time you had a seizure that you know of?
5 minutes ago.
March.
In March? Okay. So in March is the last time you remember that you had a seizure?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get this. Were you hospitalized for it?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
Okay. Was that did you have like at home or something?
No, I was in Monroe for 4 days and Toledo for 6 days.
So did you have a seizure while you were at home? Or did you have it?
I had it at home, and then I did have one when I was in the hospital.
Right.
Okay. The March was the last time you had that seizure?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you think is your normal behavior when you have a seizure? Is it have lapses of memory?
Yes.
Okay. So once you got to the parking lot, you don't remember anything.
I don't.
Okay. Okay. I guess all the questions I have for you now. Deputy Schmidt's gonna take you over from here. Okay. Is there on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being like you're so cold sober you can drive perfectly, 10 being you're passed out drunk, where do you think you're at right now?
7.
A 7. Okay. Do you think you're okay to drive?
I wouldn't want to drive.
You would let you drive?
No.
Okay. Okay, just give me 1 second, okay? Sorry, my phone's ringing. I think it's gonna be my boss. I apologize.
What? What?
Did he just say, do you think you're okay to drive?
And she said no.
Well, she got no car.
Be over from here, okay? Is there on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being like you're so cold sober you can drive perfectly, 10 being you're passed out drunk, where do you think you're at right now?
7.
A 7. Okay. Do you think you're okay to drive?
I wouldn't want to drive.
You would let you drive?
No.
Okay. Okay, just give me 1 second, okay? Sorry, my phone's ringing. I think it's gonna be my boss. I apologize.
She's not even under the influence as much as she was earlier. And
her lawyer gets discovery and just wants to
yeah. He's like,
I would hope she misunderstood it, but
can we just destroy this bit of footage? Is there some way we can get a hacker? Get this bit of footage destroyed?
Please.
Wow. Renew our request to move to admit Exhibit 5, Judge.
Any additional objections from the defense?
No additional objections.
It is admitted.
She didn't sound drunk at all, man. I don't think.
I did.
And why did you transfer her to the hospital?
To perform the blood draw for the OWI investigation.
And at some point during the transport or your time with her, did she tell you why she was going to the boat club that day?
Yes.
What did she say?
She advised me that she was on her way to attend a birthday party at the boat club.
Oh,
What
was
hospital
she?
did you transport her to?
Happy
From Medical
birthday
And
to you.
did that hospital draw her blood?
They did.
Were you present during the blood draw?
I was.
What happened to the blood after it was drawn?
It was placed back into the blood kit by me along with the corresponding paperwork.
Is that kit that gets sealed away?
It is.
And that kit, you sealed it in the usual manner?
Yes.
And it was transported where?
Back to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
And ultimately, where did it end up?
Evidence.
Was it transported at some point to the crime lab?
It was.
Lansing? Did you receive the results back?
I did.
Judge, I'm going to show the exhibit. What is the people's proposed Exhibit 6?
Objection, Your Honor, there's lack of foundation.
Judge, this comes in under MCL 766.11B without foundation. I'm just being nice here, Judge.
I'm just being nice, Judge.
Under the Code of Criminal Procedure, it's a self-authenticating document.
I can be a dick and it still comes in.
No foundation is required. It was admitted.
Thank you, Judge.
I hate
I'm just being
prosecutors.
nice.
I hate prosecutors, but that was funny.
I'm just going to be nice because she's screwed.
I'll hand you Exhibit 6.
We all know she's screwed, so
Yes.
I'll just
What
be
is it?
nice.
It is the laboratory report from the crime lab.
And can you please read the results of the report, please?
So
wow.
Item number 1 that was tested was for blood. which came back to a 0.18 grams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood.
Deputy, do you know the legal limit for operating while intoxicated in the state of Michigan?
0.08.
And do you know the legal limit for operating with a high blood alcohol content in the state of Michigan?
0.17.
Thank you, Judge. Or thank you, Deputy. I'll take that from
Just a bit outside.
Did you receive another lab report, Deputy?
I did.
I'm going to show you what is marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 7, Judge. We will also be requesting this be admitted under 76.11B.
It's double.
Objection as previously. I'd like to take a look at the exhibit.
Sorry.
Oopsie.
Deputy.
Objection is overruled. It is self-authenticating document.
Thank you, Judge. It is admitted.
It is admitted.
Thank you. Judge, Deputy, this is Exhibit 7. Did you recognize this document?
I do.
What is it?
It is the supplemental lab report that came back from the crime lab.
And can you please tell me what the results of that report are?
The crime lab detected gabapentin in her system.
Does it provide a level or it just indicates gabapentin?
It says 1.3 UG per milliliter. I don't know what UG stands for.
Understood. Thank you.
Shouldn't he know?
He's just
I don't
reading
have any
the
further
level.
questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. In the tape, is that you talking on the videotape that's played earlier?
This one right here, sir?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Who's that talking?
That's Deputy Cody Carina.
Okay. And he's not here today, right?
Correct.
Okay. And my client was asked, what number do you feel you are today? And she responded per video, number 7, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The video never says that under the influence of intoxicants, what number are you? Do you agree
Okay.
with that?
Correct.
Okay.
Gabapentin is for seizures.
What's the gap? Why are we talking about gabapentins?
Because she says she has seizures, so it's related to, is she on her medication for it?
What? Sorry, go back. When did someone mention a gabapentin?
Just now.
When?
When they mentioned the UC here.
Oh, that's what that is.
That's Deputy Cody Carina.
And can you please tell me what the results of that report are?
The crime lab detected gabapentin in her system.
Does it provide a level or it just indicates gabapentin?
It says 1.3 UG per milliliter. I don't know what UG is.
Okay, so that's the medication she's on.
It's an anti-seizure medication, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
And I think it might does some other stuff too, but it's prescribed. It's an anticonvulsant.
Anticonvulsant.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, and does it make you drowsy and stuff as well? I wonder.
Side effects. Yeah, common side effects: feeling sleepy, tired, or dizzy. As your body gets used to it, it should wear off, though.
Yeah, if she's been taking it a long time, it's more than likely it wouldn't affect her. So, but she'd need an expert to testify to that.
Oh yeah, I have no idea like the value in her system means. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What the deputy sheriff said.
So interesting how Irish.
Yeah, I just saw it was
the officer
for
testified.
shingles as well.
He speaks for himself. He was there, and it wasn't said about the alcohol. Whatever the court heard on a video, the court heard. I'm not going to object to that.
Overruled. I'll give it the way that it deserves.
Thank you, Judge. And then the question of my client is, do you feel that you should be able to drive or not drive? And my client answered no. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if she said no based upon her just getting through driving through a wall?
Objection, Your Honor. Calling for the asking the witness to speculate to what the defendant knew or didn't know.
Response. Well, he was there, Your Honor. He would be able to answer or not.
Sustained and speculative.
Okay. Officer, when asked of my client does she feel she could drive the car, drive the vehicle, whatever may have been said or asked, and she said no. Was there any mention of alcohol in that sentence or that question about being able to drive? Can you drive?
No, but I believe Deputy Carina's scale that he gave mentions alcohol in it.
Okay. Now earlier you said no, but now you're saying yes.
What do you mean?
About alcohol being mentioned. Earlier you said no, it wasn't mentioned.
Well, when he asked her about the level of 1 to 10, whatever, stone cold, sober, or passed out drunk.
All right. And as to operating the vehicle, whether to operate it or not, was the word alcohol used in that sentence or that phrase?
By the defendant?
No,
Oh.
by the officer.
Then no.
And did you go to the hospital of when the blood sample was taken of my client?
I did.
That's true.
And when the blood sample was taken, do you use a state police kit?
I do.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And the state police kit, did it have 2 vials in it?
They did.
Okay. And you saw somebody draw blood?
Correct.
Okay, is that person here today?
No.
And when then you opened up the vials, the 2 glass vials, am I correct? There's a seal on them?
I didn't open the glass vials.
Who opened the glass vials?
I don't know if they were opened. I don't remember that.
Do you remember if the vials were sealed?
Were they sealed?
Yes. There's a package.
Right.
That there's this kit, they call it.
Right.
And you opened it?
Correct.
You were in charge?
Correct.
Okay. And when you opened it, did it have 2 vials in it?
It did.
Okay. And then you took the vials out, correct?
Correct.
And those vials are to hold blood, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then what did you do with the vials? Was there any seal on them?
Oh.
There wasn't a seal.
I placed them back in the cardboard that's in the kit, and then I folded up the box, and there's a shipping seal that comes inside.
Let me back up.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Maybe I wasn't clear. It was prior to the blood being drawn.
Okay.
We should get DUI guy
Did
on
you
here.
unseal them?
Like the actual
Let's
tubes
not.
itself?
That's the vials.
No.
You never unsealed them.
I don't unseal the tubes.
Okay. Who unseals the tube, if anybody?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they're ever unsealed.
If anybody.
Okay.
Are
how
your tubes
does
tied,
the
sir?
blood get in the tube if it's not open and unsealed?
What's he
I'm
getting at?
assuming through the IV that they draw,
An IV?
or when they put the needle in her arm. And
You were there watching this, correct?
correct.
Okay. And it's very important.
Mhm.
What did you specifically see regarding these vials after you opened them?
Mhm.
What did you do with them?
Objection, Your Honor. He's already testified he didn't open the vials, but they were
No.
sealed.
Your Honor, I'd like to be able to examine him. It's very short.
Whoa. Sir. Wow.
I want
Once
to
you
be able
opened
to
up this
examine
state
him.
Police kit.
Well,
Right.
sir, we
What
all
did you do
want
with the
things we
vials?
can't do.
Give them to the phlebotomist.
Okay. You never unsealed
He's a good-looking
them,
man.
and you don't know if
Yeah.
there was a seal on them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And how many times have you done this in cases?
A lot.
Like, what would that be? Would you say per month or per year? Just, I won't hold you to it. Just
Per year, I would say approximately. It just depends. It could be a couple to upwards of 8, 9, 10. I'm not sure
And
exactly.
how many years have you been doing this?
7 years.
And did you look at these glass tubes, these vials, prior to giving them to somebody?
I did.
Okay. And you don't know if there was a seal or not, correct?
I don't recall. There's something on the top. I don't know what it is. I'm
You
not.
said there is something on the top,
There's a white piece on the top. I don't know what it is.
but you never removed anything prior to giving it to
I never have. No.
And was the tubes, when you look at them,
Yes.
and you pull them out, did you make sure there was nothing in them?
Well, there's like a white powder in them. I think it has something to do with reacting with the blood potentially.
We can ask Ricada about that.
What did you do when the person that drew this blood gave you the tubes back?
Put them back in the seal. Put them back in the container.
Did you do anything with the tubes, like shake them or not shake them, or just put them in the box? What did you do?
Just put them back in the cardboard that it comes in.
Okay.
And
And,
there's a sticker that goes on it.
Shake them?
and did you have custody of this, or did somebody have custody after you brought it back?
Looks like he uses a shake weight.
It went into an evidence locker.
Okay. Is the evidence locker refrigerated?
No, it's not.
Do you know any of the rules or regulations concerning refrigeration of blood samples and fermentation that may take place if it's not refrigerated?
Not off
Oh,
the top of my
damn.
I don't have any other questions.
Can you redirect?
Oh,
No,
he's going to
the
say the
witness is-
blood
He will
wasn't
excuse this witness, Judge.
refrigerated and therefore
You want to call their next witness?
the blood's not
Judge,
going to
people
be
call
able to be
Detective Sergeant Jeffrey Hoover.
admitted. The blood sample,
The blood don't fit. You must acquit, Your Honor.
you must acquit. Okay, you know what? It's not going to matter.
Let's get Dennis Fond in here now.
Please raise your right hand.
Okay, so hang on a minute. So wait.
And nothing but the truth.
Not safe and roadside helicopter. No. Blood spot. The white part is what self-seals. Shaking makes zero difference. Some tests do not need refrigeration. Yeah.
Detective Sergeant Jeff Hooper, JEFFHOOPER.
This is not going to be the end. That will not be the last we hear of that.
Detective Sergeant, what do you do for a living?
So I am the sergeant for the Detective Bureau for the
Yeah, he's really hoping for that.
Roughly, what does that mean?
So basically, I supervise the detectives and detective investigations and stuff along those lines.
Okay. How long have you been a law enforcement officer?
Just shy of 24 years.
And is that all with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office?
It is.
And how long have you been a detective?
Approximately 9 years in investigations.
And you've been the head of the Detective Bureau for how long?
Approximately a year.
Were you involved in this investigation?
I was.
And what was your role?
So on the 20th, I was contacted by Lieutenant Zebek and advised of the situation. I responded to the scene, basically coordinated the evidence collection efforts on the scene.
Okay. And did you continue to be a part of this investigation subsequent?
Yes.
And as part of the investigation, did you take part in an interview with the defendant on April 21st?
I did.
Oh, here we go.
So you had an opportunity to speak with her?
Yes.
And an opportunity to Mirandize her prior to conducting that interview?
Yes.
And I only want to ask you one question about that interview, deputy or detective. Did she indicate where she was headed on April 20th?
Birthday party at the boat club.
Okay. Further on in your investigation the next day, on April 22nd, do you have opportunity to execute a search warrant on the defendant's house?
We did.
And what were you roughly looking for at the defendant's home?
We had known that they had surveillance cameras at the residence, and so we were looking for
here we go.
DVR or NVR, digital video recorder.
When you arrived at the residence, were you able to locate cameras?
Yes.
How many cameras?
4.
And where were they located on the property?
So one was on the interior of the house in the kitchen. Another one was on the barn across the street. And then there were 2 on the garage, one facing the main entry door of the residence, and then one on the driveway where the vehicles were parked.
Okay.
Getting
Were those
spicy.
cameras wireless, corded?
They were wireless.
Okay. Were you able to find where they were connected?
Yes.
Where were they connected to in the home?
So basically the DVR, which was wireless, was in a upstairs utility room, for lack of better words. And it was upstairs there where it had a monitor also with it displaying the videos.
Okay. Were you able to access that DVR unit at that time?
No.
Well, let me ask it a different way. Was the DVR functional at that time?
It was functional.
I'm
yes.
Bronze.
Was it recording at that time?
It was.
You need to be watching now.
Were you able to ascertain whether it was connected to the cameras you saw?
It was.
How did you go about doing that?
So basically just looking at the current live video and comparing it to the surroundings, the vehicles that were there, our vehicles that were near the driveway, stuff like that.
Okay. What was the manner of the recording? Was it continuous, motion sensitive?
So later we found out that it was motion activated.
The videos that you were viewing at the home, did the DVR have a timestamp?
It did.
And were you able to check that timestamp for accuracy?
Yes.
How do you go about doing that, detective?
Easiest way, you look at the timestamp on the screen and then look at your phone. And it was an hour slow. So basically 2 o'clock on the DVR would be 3 o'clock. Okay.
Do you have experience with similar video recording devices as the one you located at defendant's home?
Yes.
And what is that experience roughly?
Basically throughout my career, approximately 9 years of investigations, we always go out and we collect surveillance footage. And a lot of DVRs, they may be different, but how you get the video off of them is similar. And so if you can get into a DVR, you can extract the video most of the times.
So you viewed live
Yes, this is
video
today, Jim
while you
Cox.
were at the defendant's home?
Yes.
Check the timestamp?
Yes.
Did you then seize the DVR?
We did.
Okay. And were you able to examine it and try and find past videos?
Yes.
Did
you
he fart?
find any videos from around the time of the crash at the Swan
Sally?
Boat Club?
We did.
And were you able to extract those from the DVR?
Yes.
Did you make copies of those portions of the recorded video?
Yes.
Did you place those into evidence?
We did.
You had an opportunity to review those recordings prior to court today?
Yes.
And the recordings that have been placed on People's Proposed Exhibit 8, Are those the same as the ones you extracted from that digital video recorder?
Yes.
I think you bought it.
Judges,
Oh,
this
that's
time,
hot.
that did you place those into evidence?
We did.
We had an opportunity to review those recordings prior to court today.
Yes.
And the recordings that have been placed on people's proposed Exhibit 8, are those the same as the ones you extracted from that digital video recorder?
Yes.
Judges, this time people would move to admit People's 8 surveillance videos from the defendant's home.
Your Honor, we would reserve at this time just to see the video, hear it, and then make a decision.
I'll reserve ruling on the motion.
All right. Detective, you mentioned 4 cameras at the home. You've had an opportunity to review this exhibit, is that right?
Yes.
Why'd you have to
What
leave
camera
that?
angles are we going to
I had
see
to
on this
pee.
video?
So specifically, you're going to see the one facing the main entry door of the residence, and then also the one on the barn, which is across the street, which gets the street and basically the driveway and a little bit of the home.
All right.
also.
Well, you're here for the good bit.
Yes.
And from around what time and what date are these recordings?
April 20th, 420. And so the timestamp on the video is going to be approximately right around 2 o'clock, like 1:57.
Well, this
to
might
2 o'clock,
explain it,
But in
Monica.
real time, that would have been 2:57 or 3 o'clock.
And
Wait till you
Detective,
see this
your
bit.
role in this investigation, do you know what time the crash at the Swan Boat Club was?
Right at 3 o'clock.
Okay. At this time, we move to Crawford.
Ready, ready, ready? Watch this.
Oh, kitty. There's a kitty there.
So that's her house.
I'll start wearing diapers when I stream.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God! Look at her walking.
Well, oh my God, she looks like Biden trying to go down Air Force One. Okay, an alcoholic should not have that house. I'm just saying. Holy crap, she even walks like Biden.
She can barely walk.
Well, neither can our president, but you know. LG. This trial is sponsored by LG.
She walked to the
Oh
car
God,
like
she's a
that.
Trump supporter. God damn it. There's a Trump flag in the background. Ma'am. We don't need
And
you
what view is
representing
this,
us.
Deputy or Detective, sorry.
So this is the camera across the street on the barn.
Is she getting in the car or what?
Supposedly. Okay, that's her in the top middle. She's going to
Look
the
at her.
car.
How she can barely walk? And she reckons that she's got clearance to drive. Can they zoom in?
Then it'd be pinch and zoom.
Nah. Can we go back and watch the last bit again, please? Not this bit. Oh, sorry, because she's pulling out. All right, can we watch the other bit again?
We're going down.
Yeah. I want to watch the other bit because we weren't paying attention.
3.
This bit. This. Yep. Look at her. Look at how stiff her legs are.
Thank God she's got a handrail.
Yeah, I don't get how she's got, like, clearance to drive. So apparently her legs seize up. That's what the seizures are. Her legs seize up. It looks like her legs have already seized up. Holy crap. Okay, you can fast forward now. So let's go to the bit that we are. Yep. How old is she? She's 60-something. 63, I think. It's a little bit of a drunk shuffle, isn't it?
Junior.
Keep going. Yeah.
Oh! Oh, look at the top right. Boom! Holy shit. I gotta get to that boat club. Those kids got a B-day to celebrate.
Holy crap.
I think that might be a hit and run.
What just happened? Is that how she usually pulls out of her driveway?
It was 24 miles per hour in reverse.
It was. It was.
People looking over the condition of people is.
Now it's been proven it can happen.
Objection.
Oh no. It's a
And
good thing the
Detective, if you can
jury's
tell
already
us,
deliberating.
That's the defendant's driveway we're seeing in that.
Yes.
And about how far is that from the Swan Boat Club?
Approximately 500 feet.
No further questions for the detective sergeant, Judge.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. You've had
It's only
opportunity to review my client's criminal history, am I correct?
Yes.
500 feet. That's 1/10 of a mile. She could have walked there. Well,
Oh, not really. You
not
saw her.
easily, but I mean,
You saw her. There's no way she could have walked anywhere. Yeah, if John O'Keefe had been behind that, yeah, then I'd believe it.
Yeah.
Judge, I can't imagine the relevance of this.
Response.
I'll withdraw. Did you get a chance to review her driving history?
Objection. Same objection.
Response.
I'll withdraw.
Sustained. Don't continue down this line, Mr. Clovis.
I understand. Now, do you have any proof
Thank you for being here, David.
whatsoever, any at all, that my client didn't have a seizure when she took off in the vehicle that you just showed us?
Objection calls for speculation.
He can answer it, whether he does or not. Maybe he does. We won't know until he answers.
Overruled. You may answer the question.
Can you ask that question again, please?
Okay, do you have any reason not to believe that my client had a seizure that day?
Objection. It's a confusing question. It's a double negative. People would also object to relevance.
Your Honor.
Please rephrase.
I would say he's also not in a position to
if my
know.
client had a seizure at the moment that car.
well, he's
took off
asking
in the
if he
video.
knows.
I wasn't in the car.
So
Yeah.
the answer, I suppose, would be you don't know if she had a seizure. Is that correct?
I would not be able to answer that, no.
Yeah, he
That's
can't
a
know.
fair answer.
Good. I'm glad you said that.
Even the
Are
defense
you
is
aware of
that's a
my
fair answer.
client having a history of neuropathy?
Yes.
Did you go and check her while you're investigating this case as a detective, her medical records and her inpatient records back to November?
I believe we did do a search warrant for medical records, yes.
And was there confirmation that my client suffered from neuropathy?
I didn't look through the medical records.
Did you see anything that talked about her having any other medical problems like seizures?
The only medical
Objection, Judge. I guess if there's records that Mr. Clovis wants to present as to his client's medical history, this is not the appropriate witness to get those in. He's free to call a medical witness on his own if that's evidence that he wants to get in at this stage of the proceedings.
I'm not asking to
100%.
get any records in. The detective said he did a search warrant. He got the records. He's the officer in charge. And is there anything about seizures? That's within his knowledge.
The answer, he had not reviewed the record. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
And you're the detective in charge of the case?
No.
Who's the detective?
Detective Modelinsky.
I don't have any other questions.
Get Detective Modelinsky then.
No, Judge. Thank you.
May the witness be excused.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. You're free to go.
He seems like a pretty honest dude, to be honest. He's
Yeah, he does.
he's not answering stuff he doesn't know, and he's calling it.
Thank you, Judge.
He's
Just
not
saying,
trying
well,
to.
that's not my area.
He's not trying to formulate his answers for the
Yeah.
state. He's just
not.
answering the questions.
He's being straight up. There's really no need to concoct anything here. It's all flat out.
True. Hi. So there's this guy. Ooh. Who's this tall, dark, and handsome fella?
Yeah, the glasses frames have got to go.
Yeah, it does kind of look like what Urkel.
Yeah.
1.8 or 0.18.
0.18. Mm-hmm. But as Ronnie said earlier, I think it was Ronnie, if she drinks a lot, it's possible that that didn't affect her. But you would need an expert to testify to that. So,
I mean, even if it doesn't affect her, the way the law is written is that 0.08 is the limit. You can be completely sober, completely functioning at 0.1 or 0.2. You're still drunk. I mean, under the law, you're still considered under the influence.
Still illegal.
Yeah. Ooh, look at him perusing his phone, checking his Tinder matches, maybe playing a little Pokemon Go.
David says, this woman will be found guilty of second-grade murder. This woman needs to take a plea deal for anything less than the rest of her life in prison. Yes, she does.
What do you know about being a lawyer? Just kidding.
Brian Quinn, BRIANQUINN.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, at this time, people are going to admit a stipulated exhibit, People's 9, which
Same,
is the Bosch
Ronnie.
CDR download from defendant's 2017 Ford Edge.
Note for the record that's been stipulated.
Oh, Ronnie, she does have a serious medical issue, but the problem is, could you pause it, please, darling?
Morning, Ted.
Morning.
The problem is, like, she does have a serious medical issue, but the problem is she knew she had a serious medical issue, and she got in the car also drunk as well with the serious medical issue. So I don't think that she has a leg to stand on. No pun intended. Can I finish? Yeah. So she says she has clearance to drive. I think she's going to have problems with that. Her doctor will have to get up and testify, and I don't know how that works with doctor and patient privilege. But her doctor would have to testify to giving her clearance to drive with those drugs that she's on, but also with the seizure problem that she has. Apparently, there was a consultation that day, just that morning, for her leg problem. Now, you can see how badly she's walking. And then she goes and says on that body cam, she goes and says she hasn't had a seizure since March. So did she actually have a seizure in the car, or was it the alcohol affecting her, or was it the combination with the drugs? Who knows? But I would argue, and I'm sure the state will argue, that she was fully aware that she wasn't capable of driving, getting into that car. because of the combination of all of those things. So yeah, she definitely has a medical issue, but it's not going to be a defense for her, unfortunately. Yep.
Okay, so let's get back to Officer Chili DeCastro's father testifying.
It does look like him, doesn't it?
Right? It looks
Oh,
like
by
an
the way,
old...
there's only 16 days left for him, apparently.
Aw.
We do need to get back to DeCastro
We do.
at some point. Yeah.
No,
let's
nobody
keep going.
looked up his butthole.
No.
Lieutenant, what do you do for a living?
I am a lieutenant for the Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you worked for the Monroe County Sheriff's Office?
24 years.
Okay. Is that your entire law enforcement career?
No.
Where else have you worked?
In the state of New Jersey.
Okay. As a peace officer there too?
Yes.
How long did you work there?
10 years.
So you've been a police officer for 34 plus years?
Yes, sir.
What is your role in the Sheriff's Department right now?
I am technically, I oversee several divisions within the Sheriff's Office, the Traffic Services Division, the Expediter's Office, and our Civil Division.
Okay. Lieutenant, what is the Traffic Services Division?
The Traffic Services Division, we have sheriff's deputies that are assigned to enforce traffic laws on secondary roadways within the County of Monroe. We also investigate serious and fatal traffic crashes.
Okay. Prior to your position as lieutenant, were you the lead of the Traffic Services Division?
I was as a sergeant, and I am as a lieutenant.
Okay. The total, how long have you been the lead of the Traffic Services Division?
Since 2019.
As a result of that, you've received a lot of specialized training in traffic services.
I have.
Accident reconstruction.
I have.
And the retrieval and interpretation of electronic data recording. Is that correct?
Correct.
And Judge, we have a second stipulation here with defense that the court qualify Lieutenant Quinn as an expert in electronic data recording analysis.
That's correct, Your Honor. It's stipulated to for prelim purposes. Thank you.
Yes, so qualified. Thank you, Judge. Lieutenant, do you have a copy of the People's Exhibit 9?
I do.
And is that a report from the EDR of defendant's 2017 Ford Edge?
It is.
How did you come about that document?
This document was given to me by Deputy Nicholas Burkhardt.
And do you know how he obtained it?
Deputy Burkhardt is a technician for Bosch, meaning he can image the information off of the event data recorder, but he is not an analyst. I am, so he would have to give the report to me to read.
Oh.
What's the difference there, Lieutenant?
The technician basically will do the image. They will just briefly look over the report. They will look at ignition cycles, but the analyst covers the entire report. We look at the braking, steering, percentage of throttle, miles per hour.
Okay.
It was going
let's back up
fast.
just a little bit. Just for the record, explain what a EDR is as it relates to a vehicle.
The EDR is an event data recorder. It's known as black box, if you will. It captures information while a vehicle is in motion. If a vehicle is involved in a traffic crash, if there's airbag deployment, the information will become locked on the EDR itself. However, if a vehicle is involved in a crash where there is no airbag deployment, but it was enough motion within the vehicle to wake up the EDR, it could capture that information, but at times the information will be overwritten.
To that end, Lieutenant, what's the difference between, say, a controlled stop and a crash that brings a vehicle to a stop?
A control stop is one, an operator applying the brake. A non-control stop is one who crashes into another vehicle, building, pole, etc.
Okay. And so when there's a crash into a building, pole, etc., what does that do as it pertains to the electronic data recorder?
Well, again, if there is airbag deployment, it will lock in that information at the time what that vehicle was doing at that moment when the vehicle crashed.
Okay. And was there airbag deployment in this crash?
I believe so. But there was 2 events captured on this record.
As to the second event, was there airbag?
Your Honor, just that the record reflect that he's refreshing his memory by looking at notes.
So please refer to your notes and then answer.
Yes. May I read reflect?
Okay. Do we want to skip this? Do you bit boring?
Okay. So that would be what folks in traffic services would term a triggering event?
Yes.
And explain what a triggering event is.
So that can
Because
incorporate
we've got
many
more
factors.
at.
If a vehicle is in motion,
Is he
and,
last one
for
intersection?
A deer would
Yeah, I
jump out from the
believe so.
roadway, and an operator would veer their vehicle to the left and to the right.
Yeah, go to the
data
end.
recorder, usually it's always sleeping.
Keep going,
That
keep
will
going,
wake
keep
up
going,
the
keep
data
going, keep
recorder.
going. Yep,
The data
there we go. Yep, cool.
Goodbye, Chili Senior.
Hi, Chili Senior. Chili Senior was a bit dull. Now we start hearing from the defense.
Oh,
I think.
shit. Please don't tell me this is a witness or a victim.
Oh, hang on. No, maybe we're not quite there with the defense yet.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth.
We do
whole
at some
truth,
point.
And nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Me too.
Please state your name and spell your name for the record.
Diane Medina.
Oh,
no.
It's a victim.
Oh, no. Hey, Bob. How's it going?
I'm okay.
People may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Medina, are you familiar with the Swan Boat Club?
Yes,
How are you familiar with it?
I'm a member of Swan Boat Club.
And were you there on April 20th of this year?
I was.
What brought you to the boat club on that day?
I was there for a child's birthday party.
And
Oh, no.
are you related to the child? What brought you to the birthday party?
I know the mother of the child.
Friends with the
Just a
mom.
friend.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know approximately what time you arrived at the birthday party?
10 minutes to 1.
And do you remember where you were prior to the crash?
I was sitting at a table against the back wall where the car entered.
And can you describe the situation prior to the crash?
It was a beautiful party.
Sorry, Benjamin. Yeah, well,
The
we're
mother
going to
of the
give you
child did an
a.
amazing job, and everybody was having a great time. It was just.
Everyone gets a link to the entire thing. We have skipped a lot because there's some gross stuff in there too.
Yes,
Can you tell me what you remember about the crash?
I remember hearing a super loud, sounded like an explosion. I remember seeing like white dust, peripheral vision, and I felt something hit my back and pushed me.
Do you know if you lost consciousness?
I do not.
And
So it's
were
what,
you
3
injured
months
as a result
ago?
of that crash?
Yes,
Could
I
be
was.
either.
Do you know what injuries you
It
sustained?
was in
My pelvis broke in
April.
6 places.
End of April.
I had
No,
internal bleeding.
Injuries. And were you injured as a result of that crash?
Yes, I was.
Do you know what injuries you sustained?
My pelvis was broken in 6 places. I had internal bleeding. My nose was crushed. I had a hematoma on my right arm. A laceration to my head. And some other things. I can't think of everything else.
Did you have a closed head injury?
Yes,
And were you taken to the hospital on that day?
I was.
Do you know what hospital you were taken to?
Originally, I was taken to Monroe.
Did you stay at Monroe?
I did not.
Do you know where you were taken after that?
I was taken by ambulance to Toledo.
Was this all the same day?
Yes, it was.
Were you admitted to the Toledo hospital?
Yes, I was.
The hospital couldn't
couldn't
treat her.
I was there approximately.
It was.
I was in the hospital for 17 days. I think I was at Toledo for 10.
Okay. Were you at a different hospital after Toledo then?
I went to a rehab facility in Taylor.
How are you doing today?
I'm in a fucking wheelchair. What do you think?
I've been better.
Understandable. Are you able to walk?
I can take steps with the help of a walker.
Are you in any pain at the moment?
Yes,
Do you take pain
I
medication?
do.
Does it affect your ability to testify today?
I didn't take it this morning.
Do you have issues sitting or standing for long?
Just
periods
to
of time?
make it worse.
What's that issue?
My tailbone hurts, my hips hurt, and when I stand for a long period of time, my back hurts.
Were you employed prior to the
I
crash?
was.
How so?
I was a quality control for Hollingsworth.
Are you employed now?
I am not. Well, I'm still employed, but I'm on a medical leave.
You're not working. You're unable to work.
Right.
And that is by your doctor's orders?
Yes,
Are you in any therapy?
I am.
What kind of therapy are you taking?
I do physical therapy 3 times a week. I do a speech therapy 3 times a week.
Speech?
And I
Speech
do
therapy?
a psychologist one time a week.
What is the speech therapy for?
The speech therapy is for finding my words. Sometimes in the middle of a conversation, I'll lose my train of thought and forget what we were talking about.
Could you please move the captions so they're away from the defendant's face, Dolly?
Judge, at this time we
Yeah.
draw the court's attention to Exhibit
Thanks.
14, the medical records for Diane Medina. These were previously submitted to the court by stipulation of the parties. I have no further questions.
Oh, is she crying?
Oh, I'm sure
Is
she's
it-
crying.
No, the defendant.
Oh,
Did I just see her wipe some tears away?
I'm sure she feels sorry for herself.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think the speech therapy is not because of like a brain injury or something like that. It sounds like it's due to the trauma. She just has trouble like communicating with people.
Don't know.
So she had to be stabilized. In Minnesota, we call the facilities level 1 trauma centers. We transport our critical patients from small hospitals, to specialized hospitals. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, because you don't want a witness who's on the stand that's taking medication. We saw that in like the Ty Tucker trial, where that poor woman was given medication and couldn't testify. Anyways, let's continue.
Let's keep going.
An exhibit is admitted to stipulation. Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just have one, ma'am. All these injuries that you have suffered were all results with regard to the accident. In other words, you didn't suffer from any of these prior to it.
No, I did not.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
Yeah, don't keep going with her. Do not cross-examine her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I don't think she's free to go, sir.
Well, that was brutal.
Judge, people call Edward Smothers.
Oh, Jesus. Please don't be another victim. Oh, this is awful. Why do they have like the Harry Potter houses in the back there? The flags.
I don't know what they are. I think it's something to do with Michigan.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
The
no,
kid that was in the video. Oh, my God.
I don't need another kid.
solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes. Please state. Please state your name and spell your name.
Why can we see the kid?
And you please spell.
W-A-R-D.
That's a good point.
S-M-O-U-T-H-E-R-S.
Okay.
How old are you? 14. And you understand the difference between the truth and a lie?
Yep.
So if I was to say that my rope here was green.
So it's flags to the military. Okay.
The objection to qualify.
Still look like the Hogwarts house flags.
Disqualified. You may proceed.
You waive privacy. Okay.
I'm Ken Lorraine from the prosecutor's office. When you're testifying, they're making a recording of this, so you have to keep your voice up a little bit, okay? Okay. And you have to answer yes or no, not or nah, or shake your head or things like that.
Right,
right?
kid.
Okay, thank you.
He's so
Mr.
brave.
Smothers, do you remember going to a birthday party on April 20th of this year?
Yes.
Do you remember if that was in the Swan Boat Club?
Yes.
Do you remember anything happening that day that was unusual that brought you here today to testify? What do you remember?
Just a bit.
All I remember is hearing a loud bang and then waking up on the floor.
Okay.
Your Honor, if the witness could just get a little bit louder.
Oh, dude.
Can you just repeat that just a little bit louder?
All I remember is hearing a loud bang and then waking up on the floor.
Okay. Do you remember where you were at before the bang?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you remember where you ended up?
In the walkway from where you get to where the birthday party was.
Okay, like in a hallway or a breezeway?
Yeah, hallway.
Okay. Were you able to walk after the bang after you got thrown?
No.
Okay. Did paramedics and ambulance eventually come?
Yeah.
Is that yes?
Yes. Sorry.
That's okay. Did you end up riding in an ambulance?
Yes.
Where did they take you?
I don't know the name of the hospital.
It was a hospital though?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to stay in the hospital or were you released that day?
I had to stay in the hospital.
You know how long?
All I know is it was a couple days.
Okay. Do you know what your injuries were? What was wrong with you?
Broken femur.
And broken femur?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did they do for that? Did they put you in a cast or?
Surgery. They put a metal rod in my leg.
Okay. Is that still in there?
Yeah.
You know? Do you have any other injuries that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Judge, I don't have any other questions for this witness.
I don't have any questions, Your Honor.
Will the witness be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Leave him alone.
So, Judge, at this time, people would redraw the court's attention to previously admitted Exhibit 13, medical records for Edward Smothers. Those were admitted by stipulation to the court.
God, there's a lot of people there.
Admitted by stipulation. Thank you.
Judge, you will call Leah Stiff.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Please state your name and spell your name.
My name is Liastith, and it's spelled Liastith.
Oh, don't cry.
Stidh.
How old are you, Mr.?
I'm 18 years old.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Leah, we're recording this today, so
See, young
as
hella.
best as you can, if you could speak up, I would appreciate that. Thank you. Are you familiar with Swan Boat Club?
Absolutely.
How are you familiar with the boat club?
Me and my family, we've been going there for years and years.
As members?
Yeah, as members, I've both been there.
And were you there on April 20th?
Yep.
And what brought you to the boat club on April 20th?
It was my little cousin's birthday party.
Do you know approximately what time you arrived?
I would say around 2:30.
And do you remember where you were just prior to the crash?
I was at the buffet area just getting food for me and my little sister.
You were standing there?
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And what do you remember about the crash itself?
It was very
The
abrupt.
judge kind
It
of
was
smiled at her there.
pretty close to an explosion, what it seemed. And it was just chaos everywhere, and all you could hear was babies crying, everyone screaming. There's plenty of people injured. I actually could barely move at the time, so I wasn't able to look around too much, but once I was able to move, that's what I had seen.
Were you injured in the crash?
Pretty severely.
And how were you injured, do you recall?
I have 3 broken ribs, a punctured lung, a pretty severely broken sternum, and multiple hematomas.
Did you receive any treatment on that day?
Yes, I was rushed to the hospital.
Do you know what hospital you were taken to?
Corwell Health in Trent.
And were you admitted to that hospital?
Yep.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And did you stay there overnight?
Yes.
Did you stay there for multiple nights?
Multiple nights.
Do you know how many nights you stayed?
I believe 2 nights and 3 days.
How are you currently doing?
It's definitely been a back and forth process. The healing is just now starting to really take effect, which it's been a lot longer than I would have liked, but it's difficult to try and go about my days like I didn't just witness something extremely horrific.
That's understandable. Are you currently working? Are you able to work?
No, I'm not able to work.
The doctor said you cannot work.
Yeah.
Were you working prior to the accident?
Yes, 50 hours a week.
Are you in any sort of therapy, physical or psychological?
I'm in art therapy as well as talk therapy.
Judge, at this time, we draw the court's attention to Exhibit 12, the medical records for Leah Stidh, which were admitted to and stipulated to by the parties.
Exhibit 12 is admitted by stipulation.
I have no further questions for this witness, Judge.
Cross-examination?
Good.
Witness be excused.
Yes, Judge.
You're free to go.
Bob Masavo, there was actually an arraignment
Oh,
within a
she
week.
is. Wow. She is crying.
Oh, she's sad. Okay, good. Would you mind
Okay.
pausing it, please? Yeah. So there was actually an arraignment within a week of the event. We streamed that one in full because it wasn't too long. And then they set the date for this hearing at that one. And so we've actually had this one on the calendar for a while. And yeah, so well, actually there was a second hearing in between. So there was what was going to be a probable cause hearing, but that ended up being a bit of a nothing burger. And it was about a week and a half afterwards. And the cameras all turned up for it, but nothing sort of came of it. It was super boring. Basically, at that, they put all of the witnesses and things off until this hearing. So yeah, they moved super fast, and I think it was probably because of the public interest in the case. David could probably speak more to it because he's in that area.
Yeah.
He actually went to that second hearing personally. He was in Monroe County at the time, or passing through Monroe County at the time, and he went and sat actually in the courtroom and saw that the cameras turned up and everything, and people were all like, "Oh, what's going on?" Because yeah, there was national interest in it. I think mainly because of the fact that it was such a stunning piece of footage. The car just plowing into the boat club and then
There's
finding
so
out
many
this terrible
people there.
tragedy. there's terrible tragedy of the children being slain, unfortunately. But yeah, everything has moved very quickly. In regard to this other question, that who was it that said, does she really think that she's going to get off of this? I think that at this point, does Marshella Chidester actually believe she's not going to be held accountable for what she caused? Look, she's pled not guilty. Now,
Everyone
I have
does
a
it
feeling.
first.
Yeah, I have a feeling that that's what why the state's bringing in these witnesses now and showing them to her and her counsel and just putting everything out there now, because if a plea bargain's put out there to her, she needs to see it and like look at her. Good, she's seeing what she's done. She's seeing the extent of the trouble that she's caused, and she's also seeing that, hey, we've got footage of you looking pretty bad and backing out of your own house, already plowing on, and look, it's bad. You don't really have a case. So let's not drag this to trial. Let's not drag all these people to trial. It's only going to get worse. It's going to be life without parole.
Yeah.
That's take the plea. Let's not put all these people through it. Because it's only what you're sitting here in court doing right now is going to be a hell of a lot worse with a jury and all the cameras on you. So how about let's not do that, lady? I reckon that's what this is all about right now. Anyway, let's keep going.
Water. Oh, fuck.
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Nice nails.
Please state your name and spell your name for the record.
Mariah Dodds, MariahDodds.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Afternoon, Ms. Dodds.
Yes, I believe
Ms. Dodds, do you
so.
remember where you went on April 20th of this year?
I went to my godson's third birthday party.
Yep.
And that was held at the Swan Boat Club in Newport, Michigan?
Yeah.
And that's in the County of Monroe, right?
Yes.
Did you drive there that day?
Yes.
And roughly, if you could tell us, where is the Swan Boat Club?
It's in Newport.
Like in Newport?
On Braintree Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
In getting there, do you have to be let in? Are there any gates or fences that keep you from getting there?
No.
Okay. Is it just an open road? Anybody can just drive in?
Yes.
And that's what you did that day?
Yeah.
Who did you bring to the birthday party with you that day?
Myself, my mother, my 3 children, Jaden, Alana, Zane, and my nephew Edward.
So something out of the ordinary happened at the birthday party. Do you remember anything about that?
Did say that?
I felt like I was blacked out. I don't remember nothing. I just remember hearing 3 voices. That was it.
Okay. Do you remember the birthday party prior to an unusual event?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were sitting? What your last memory of before you blacked out was?
Yeah.
What's your last memory?
I was walking back to the table my children were sitting at as they were eating, and that was the last thing.
Okay. You don't remember hearing a crash or a loud boom?
No.
You don't remember where you wound up after the crash?
No.
You said you remembered voices.
Yeah.
Is that all you remember from the scene of the crash?
Yeah.
Do you know whose voices they were?
I believe they were my sister Raquel, my friend Tweety, and it may have been my niece Lily. Okay. So between those 3.
What was the nature of those voices? How did they sound?
They sounded long distance.
And do you remember anything else from the scene that day?
No.
What's your next memory?
Waking up in the hospital.
Okay. Did you know where you were?
I had my eyes squinted and
No.
the surroundings, knowing that I was in a hospital room.
I don't think this is her.
Do you know how
It
long
might
after the
be
crash you
half
initially woke
Irish.
up?
No.
Do you know how long you were in the hospital in total?
My sister and my family members told me it was 3 days or 4 days.
Okay.
4 days.
And you don't know how long you were out of consciousness?
No.
Because the one.
Any injuries as a result of the crash?
Yes.
What were those?
I had
Hang
6 broken ribs.
I'll let her
a
finish.
collapsed lung. I was missing a tooth. I had mouth injuries. I had a cut on my chin. My lips had to be stitched back together. I had a hematoma. I had a broken shoulder blade. And I had a concussion.
Are you still dealing with those injuries or are they all healed?
I'm sore still, but I'm getting therapy.
Do you have any trouble breathing still from the ribs in your lung?
It's discomfort.
Jeez, still?
Was there any intervention for the collapsed lung? Did they do anything to your body because of that?
I had a chest tube put in
Okay. Like through your throat or?
through my rib cage.
Okay. So they had to cut you to put a chest tube into your lung?
Yes.
Oh.
Your son Jaden was with you at the party?
Yes.
Do you have recollection of him being at the table with you and Zane and Alana?
I am not sure.
Okay. What's your last memory of Jaden and his location before the crash?
He was, I want to say close by the table, but he wasn't sitting at the table.
And he's your son, correct?
Yes.
And how old is he?
12.
Okay. And do you know if Jaden was hospitalized?
Oh, yeah, this is her.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how long Jaden was
Half
hospitalized?
Irish.
2 weeks.
Okay. What injuries did he receive?
He had broken ribs. He had several broken bones through his body, on his legs. He had a deep cut in the back of his head. It had to be stapled. He also had a collapsed lung as well as a chest tube. He had a broken pelvis.
Did he have to have any, for lack of a better medical term, hardware put in for the broken bones?
Yes.
What was that?
There were rods put in both of his legs.
Okay. And obviously you had to have surgery for that.
Yes.
Okay. How is Jaden doing now?
He still can't walk.
Okay.
He's in a hospital bed still in our living room.
So you have to have home care for him?
Yeah.
Is he in any kind of therapy right now?
Yeah.
What kinds?
Physical therapy, occupational therapy, and he has regular nurses that come. And he has appointments outside of the home, getting x-rays to see the status of his injuries, to see what the next step is for him to walk, to try to walk.
Judge, I don't have any further questions.
God.
Cross-examination.
I don't have any questions, John.
May the witness be excused.
Yes, Judge. And Your Honor, at this time, I call the court's attention to the stipulated exhibits. 15 medical records for Mariah Dodds and 16 medical records for Jaden Phillips that were previously admitted and submitted to the court through stipulation.
They're admitted through stipulation.
Thank you, Judge.
People may call their
Well,
Judge, people call.
Google is telling me that she's the mother of the two kids that were killed.
You solemnly swear, tell the truth.
They
the
didn't
whole
mention
truth,
that,
and
though,
nothing
did
but
they?
the truth, so help
They
you God.
mentioned the injuries of the other ones.
Linsky, JOSHMOTYLINSKI.
People may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Detective, it's redundant, but what is your job?
I'm a detective with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, how long have you been a
It's a
detective?
preliminary
I've been a
hearing,
detective,
is what they're calling it. Jim
Just
Cox.
over 2.5 years.
Okay, and how long have you worked for the Monroe County Sheriff's Department?
12 years.
Okay. Did you have any other jobs in law enforcement prior to that?
No.
And you were so employed on April 20th of this year?
It's not a trial yet.
And you're a certified police officer, entitled to be a police officer in the state of Michigan?
Yes.
And you were at that time as well?
Yes.
What is your role in this investigation?
I was the detective on call on April 20th. My supervisor, Detective Sergeant Hooper, called me a little after 3 o'clock and advised me of the situation at the Swan Boat Club and asked me to respond from my house in my unmarked patrol vehicle.
roughly where did you respond from?
What did you miss?
My house is located in Temperance, Michigan.
Lots
right around
of
the area of Lewis and
victims
Temperance Road.
Okay.
testifying.
So, and then where's the Swan Boat Club located?
It's up in Newport off Branchot Road.
Okay. To get to the boat club, did you face any physical impediments?
The highway which I typically get on at Luna Pier Road, it was closed off due to construction, so I went a different route. Went through the city of Monroe to Elm Street to North Dixie, out toward the boat club that way.
Once you got out near the boat club into the neighborhoods that surround it, are there any fences or gates or anything that
That's
block
been
your
done, and
No.
we streamed that one.
The boat club
Put a link up.
is accessible to the public.
Yes.
Anyone can drive that.
Yes.
So you're the officer in charge of this case, is that correct?
Correct.
So once you arrive on the scene, what do you do first?
I meet with the other deputies and supervisors on scene to get a rundown of the situation, as I was not a first responder. Got a baseline of what kind of happened, and then my job from there was to do the medical examination investigations of the two deceased children that were at the scene.
And do you examine the scene as a whole?
Correct. Yes.
From your examination of the scene, are you able, as far as the named victims in this complaint are concerned, able to tell us where within the venue they were located?
After the crash?
After the crash.
Yes, after the crash. Edward Smothers was in the breezeway between the boat club and the bar area of the pavilion, or the pavilion and the bar area of the actual boat club itself, that breezeway. Miss Dodds was also in the breezeway. She was pulled out from underneath a door that had come off the hinges going into the pavilion.
And the other living victims, Miss Stiff, Miss Medina, and Mr. Phillips, where were they located?
Mr. Phillips was located behind the bar in the pavilion, towards the front end of where the car had entered in the building and stopped at its location. Miss Medina was against the bar in the pavilion, probably on the ground in, I would approximate the middle area of the bar. And then Miss Stiff was also against the bar, farther away from Miss Medina in the car towards the end of the bar.
You indicated a moment ago that you did the medical examiner investigation in this case.
Correct.
And what is a medical examiner investigation?
Anytime somebody passes away of unnatural causes and the doctor won't sign a death certificate, one of our detectives who are trained to be a medical examiner investigator have to go out to make sure there's nothing suspicious, and basically examine bodies and do a scene overview for the coroner's office, so that when we send the bodies down to the coroner's office, the doctors that do the autopsies and such have a understanding of the scene and what happened, the situation by the person was deceased, became deceased.
Okay, so the idea of the investigation is to give a context to the medical exam.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And that happens in both crime scenes and non-crime scenes.
Correct.
And this obviously was a crime scene.
Correct.
And you conducted a medical examiner investigation here. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what was the nature of that? What were your findings?
I found there were two juvenile decedents that we shipped down to the coroner's office. After the coroner did their autopsies, I received reports back for both Zane and Alana. The cause of death for Zane.
Well, just 1 second on that. Let's talk about your investigation first before we get to the results. Where, first as to Zane, where was he located in relationship to the crash? Where was he found?
After the crash occurred, he was located pinned between the front driver's side tire and near the wall area where the car came to a rest.
Okay. Was he still there when detectives and law enforcement arrived?
He was not. Several civilians had lifted the car and pulled him out, and they took him out out of the pavilion where the vehicle entered onto the crash area where medical personnel arrived.
Okay. As to Alana Phillips, where was she eventually located?
Alana was located on the passenger side, front passenger side, near the tires, the front of the car. She was pinned up against the wall, the door frame, for the pavilion to the walkway.
Okay. And unfortunately, both Zane and Alana were deceased at the scene.
Correct.
Detective, I'm going to hand you what's previously been marked People's Exhibit 10. This is you just read the top of that and tell me what that is.
So, Lucas County Coroner's Office, case summary on the death of Alana Grace Phillips.
Okay. Judge, people believe that this is a self-authenticating document under 76611B. Move for its admission.
Your Honor, I thought when we discussed this that I stipulated to the medical examiner's reports that there was, that we stipulate to the entry.
Oh, I believe when we did do that, Judge, it's also self-authenticating.
Right. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. And just as to that, Detective, could you just review that document and proffer for the court what the cause and manner of death is?
Yes. Cause of death is multiple blunt force injuries. The manner of death is accident.
Thank you. Detective, second document. And if you could tell the court what the title of that document is.
Lucas County Coroner's Office case summary on the death of Zane Isaac Phillips.
In your honor, same situation here. You believe it's self-authenticating by statute and it's been stipulated to by defense.
That's correct, Your Honor. We stipulated to it. I think there's a court order to that.
It's admitted pursuant to stipulation.
Thank you, Judge. And Detective, same thing here. If you could just review that briefly and proffer for the court what the manner and cause of death of this case is.
Cause of death, multiple blunt force trauma, and in parentheses it says second dash minutes. The manner of death, accident.
Thank you, Detective. Judge, I don't have any further questions.
May proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Officer, you said the autopsy reports that you just read that the manner of death was accidental. Am I correct?
That's what the coroner's office ruled. The manner of death is yes.
It was an accident. She's not guilty.
I don't have any other questions.
Any redirect?
No redirect, Judge.
It's going to try my sound.
Did you get the plug-in?
Thank you, Judge. And just as to that, Detective, could you just review that document and proffer for the court what the cause and manner of death is?
Yes.
Still kind
Cause
of
of death
quiet.
is multiple blunt force injuries. The manner of death is accident.
On the right, there's the boost.
Detective, I'll hand you this second document. And if you could tell the court what the title of that document is.
Lucas County Coroner's Office case summary on the death of Zane Isaac Phillips.
In your honor, same situation
better.
here. You believe it's self-authenticating by statute and it's been stipulated to by defense.
That's correct, Your Honor. We stipulated to it. I think there's a court order to that.
It's admitted pursuant to stipulation.
Hang on. I'm just going forward a bit. Sorry that I went backwards.
Here, if you could just review that brief.
Officer, you said the I don't have any other questions.
Any redirect?
No redirect, Judge.
You may stand back. People may call their next witness.
Judge, at this time, people have no further.
Is it too low?
It's still very low.
No, you go back.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
You'll have to
I
give
think
me
it's
your
all-
settings.
Your Honor, people believe.
Sometimes the plugins act weird and you have to like reset your browser and
That's all right.
put it. But yeah, for now we can just do mine.
We'll play with it backstage.
Established date, venue, and the identification of the defendant. Throughout the course of this exam, the court had an opportunity to view
That's a
body-worn cameras from
promise.
Sergeant Bomia and Deputy Karina. In both of those body-worn camera videos, the defendant acknowledges her operation of the vehicle at the time of the crash. People's exhibits from the Michigan State Police Crime Lab indicated an intoxication level of 0.18 lead alcohol. Those lab reports were statutorily admitted. The people also submitted a second lab report that indicates a finding of gabapentin in the defendant's blood at the time of the crash. The ME reports, the medical examiner reports that were just admitted, established the cause and manner of death as to the decedents, Zane and Alana Phillips. Both died as a result of multiple blunt force traumas as a result of a car collision. People believe that the medical records entered and the testimony of the live victims here today establish a serious impairment of body function sufficient to show probable cause for counts 5 through 9.
Hell is
That's
better at tech than
taken
I
from
am,
MCL
actually.
257.58C.
Well,
People believe that the
no, I wouldn't say
broken
much.
bones, punctured lungs, major bone breaks, loss of consciousness, kind of established by all the victims, qualify as a serious impairment of body function under the statute and meet that element. The medical records, medical examiners' reports, videos, defendant's admissions, and the victim's testimony illustrate that the deaths and injuries in this incident were a direct result of the defendant's operation of the motor vehicle. The defendant's operation was the factual and the proximate cause of the deaths and injuries in this case. People believe there's ample evidence to support a probable cause finding of that conclusion. People believe that that establishes probable cause on counts 3 through 9. As to counts 1 and 2, other than the proofs previously noted, the people.
I will say that I made a flippant comment earlier that she just feels bad for herself. I'm not getting that vibe. I think she really does feel bad for what she did.
Yeah.
She's actually like, you see Hannah Reid at the trial and then in jail calls is like being like, oh, it's just like I'm on a vacation or at summer camp. This girl is actually crying. This girl or woman is in tears. And
yeah,
I mean, she still has to face accountability, but I think she does understand that the gravity of her actions.
Established probable cause that victim Zane and Alana died as a result of defendant's actions. People have established probable cause for the court to find that the defendant knowingly.
but let's see what her defense attorney has to say in a second.
Harm, knowing that death or such harm would be the likely result of her actions. To that end, Judge, evidence presented today shows that the defendant possessed a BAC of 0.18, the legal limit in the state of Michigan being 0.08 for an OWI charge and 0.17 for a high BAC OWI charge. Over both of those limits, the defendant acknowledged in her interview with Deputy Karina that she should not have been driving. In People versus Getty, Judge 457 Mich 442 1998, the Supreme Court found that both of these factors can be considered by a finder of fact to support a second-degree murder charge in a traffic or drunk driving case. Further, Judge, evidence was presented that the defendant operated her vehicle at an excessive speed, that being nearly 45 miles an hour through a parking lot or a private drive, where at best the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. Excessive speed was held to be a factor to support that the defendant created a high risk of death or great bodily harm in People v. Aldrich, as 246 Mich. 101, 2001 case. Further, Judge, defendant left the scene of a property damage accident right in front of her house, by backing into her neighbor's truck in front of her driveway. That's the video that the court saw provided by Detective Cooper.
That.
In the unreported case, Judge, of People versus Del Piano, a 2012 case by the Michigan Court of Appeals that can be found at Westlaw 304-6157, found this to be a factor supporting second-degree murder charge in an OWI incident. And finally, Judge, the Getty case notes that in cases of this nature, in order to sustain the intent element for second-degree murder, the incident should have an overall egregiousness quality. Here, people point out that the defendant's BAC was not only twice the legal limit, but she also had gabapentin in her system. She acknowledged to Deputy Karina that she was intoxicated. She scored herself a 7 out of 10 for intoxication. Further, the defendant left her home in her condition, knowing that she was traveling to a small child's birthday party. The defendant was aware that there would be small children at the boat club that day, maybe not just inside, but maybe also in the parking lot.
Hang
This was not
on.
an ordinary.
Who wasn't invited to that birthday party?
On a red light and
Yeah, she was on the way there.
Direction. She did not
Really?
stop in a shirt.
Yeah, she said she was going to the boat party.
Yeah, no, she said she was going to a birthday party, but I didn't think she was going to that birthday party.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she said she was going to the boat club
She was going to the boat club.
for that birthday
But-
party.
So she knows these people.
I believe so.
I've never heard that part of the story at all.
That's my understanding. I could be mistaken, but
I've never heard that she
Yeah.
knows these people.
yeah, okay.
Like it's a
David.
big boat club. Oh, she was a guest.
Well, I mean, even if she wasn't
Okay.
invited, she was a guest, apparently.
Yeah,
Just
I get
saying.
that. But wow, okay, so they know her.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, that's got to be awkward. Hi, Seraph.
Sarah's like, what? Really? This is new? There's a new fact I didn't know.
I love the whiskers filter.
I know, right? I'm not a cat.
Hi, Seraph.
Wow, that's a new factoid.
Yeah.
Clear distance as we were in somewhere.
That's really
Drove her car at
made
almost
an
45 miles an hour through a building where dozens of people, many of them small children, were having a birthday party. People believe that those factors satisfy
She crashed the party.
cited by the Supreme Court in Getty. For that reason, people asked that the court find over on all 9 counts.
Argument from the defense.
Thank you, Aaron. I think it's unquestioned or substantiated that my client suffered from neuropathy.
Oh, I hate
Black
party crashes.
humor.
That she had a history of it.
Jesus,
Otherwise, the officer testified and received through a subpoena the medicals. They're asking for second-degree murder.
Wow.
Second-degree murder has some sort of intent involved.
You
There's
in
been
the
absolutely
internet
no intent
today.
through any of the evidence, stipulated or otherwise. It's either that intends to kill the victim or cause severe harm, and not with premeditation. The statute right on point. So there was no intent by my client whatsoever. Did she? And then second is, did my client intend to cause serious bodily harm that death could result? There's no testimony whatsoever that my client operated her vehicle with the intent for that to occur. If this was a crowd in a parking lot, in a street, and she didn't like somebody in the crowd, as an example, and she wanted to hit that person, and she ended up hitting several people or another person, then that would be second-degree murder. There's an intent to operate the vehicle, her vehicle, in such a manner. There is some intent.
Right
There
or
was no
blind?
intent whatsoever here. There's been no proven. In fact, when the officer sat my client down and conducted an interview and had the body camera from the other officer on. My client spoke just like we're speaking today. There was no slur. There was no, what's my thought? I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what's going on. And a slur that would accompany such a high blood level of alcohol. And so I proposed to the court that had the blood sample result properly been, and I understand, Judge, when I say properly, I don't mean to draw anything to the court. The court follows the statute that the results are self-admission or authenticated. But if the person that did the draw was here, if the person that did the testing was here, I don't think it would be proper on the 0.18 or what's been openly thrown about in the courtroom. I asked the officer, was there a seal? And the officer says at first, several times, I don't know. Well, of course, there's got to be a seal on these. They have to be sterile. So then finally he did say that there was something white on it, even though he's done this several times. So then I asked him, well, how was it sent? And he didn't have a good memory at all on that. And he's the one that's in charge. He's the one that's in charge of drawing the blood, which is extremely serious of whether proving my client's guilty or not guilty, or should even be charged if somebody has a history of medical issues, that she was even hospitalized in November of 23. Nobody told her not to drive after 6 months. She waited 6 months and a couple weeks after that to drive. Your Honor, there's just no evidence whatsoever that she acted in a manner that would cause a death. We know for sure that the vehicle was driving at a higher rate of speed, whether it be 43, 44 miles an hour in an area that's 25 or 30 or something like that. That was mentioned. There's different speed limits. So that would be about 10 over, 15 over about, depending on what's the correct speed in that area. She didn't, there's no proof that she intentionally put her foot right down there and just go right into the wall. What it does make sense is that she did have a seizure and neuropathy that freezes her feet and hands down seconds-wise. That's what it does make sense. Because here's this person with a perfect
Makes her hands
record
go into
for years
reverse and then
that
drive.
all of a sudden is pushing it to the floor to take off, to go right to the boat club where she served as Commodore, where she's going for the birthday party, where she knows everybody there. Just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I understand there's a lot of questions of fact, Your Honor. I respect that. But it's just not a murder, too. It just doesn't rise to that. It doesn't, they don't go up to her right afterwards and say, why'd you do it? And she say, that son of a gun, I wanted to get it. Or I'm ticked off at the boat club or whatever. None of that. She's very calm. So it doesn't rise to the level of this intentional. And that's what it is. It's intentional. The others are general intent.
No one's saying it was intentional, are they? This is second degree.
Murder 2 is intentional still.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
I thought it was not intentional.
Manslaughter is not intentional. There's still murder 2 isn't as bad as like murder 1. But murder charges mean it's intentional.
I thought it was
not intentional.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got to keep things humorous.
Yeah,
we
try.
Like I thought she was doing a Sarah Boone.
Yeah, we try. I mean, this one's been kind of rough for me because it actually is one of the rare streams that I actually develop feelings and have to process it.
Okay, so no, it's not if you have reckless behavior. Okay, right. So second degree being kind of a little bit like Nikolai Mew in that reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we call it reckless in that if it's the intention is, it's not malicious intention.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I went in there like I hate you, I'm gonna stabby you, or I'm gonna run you over.
You dead.
But yeah, it's not
you
like that.
Still intend to inflict.
Well, I don't care. I know I have this problem, and I'm just going to recklessly use my car and drive it around anyway. I don't care, and if that kills somebody, well, whatever. And so therefore that's second degree, I suppose. If you intend to do the act but don't intend to kill anybody, but the act itself is reckless, it's second degree. Right, got you.
Okay, so second degree just has the intention to do the act.
Do the act, but yeah, exactly. So you don't care. You don't intend to kill anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nicholas Mew intended
reckless.
to stab someone. He didn't necessarily want them to die. And the guy was falling. The one that died was like falling at the time.
Yeah. Just a random example. Okay, so but she still drove off after her crash from reverse. Yeah, like she didn't even notice. I'm pretty sure she didn't notice that she hit something on her way out of
the only
driveway.
damage was to her taillight. Get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a little speck.
But this is intentional. The actions have to be because it carries up to life. So it's going to be pretty serious. And so the actions just aren't there, honestly, Judge. And I don't even think it rises to the level, what's a question of fact? Or else everybody could be charged that there's an accident, somebody seriously hurt with murder too. It's a question of fact for the jury. Judge, respectfully, this shouldn't be a murder too. There's other counts of is there a serious injury, things like that, based upon the blood alcohol level of the report itself, and that's it. I understand, and I respect the court on that. But murder too, it's just not there, Judge. And then lastly, I ask questions, is this area open to the public? Because drunk driving on private property, if it wasn't, I dispute it fully. It's not private property and not public. And if I may just have one moment, Your Honor.
You ain't finding a better argument in there, sir.
The police.
Those people do not look happy.
And found that she had consumed, according to her testimony, 1 glass of wine.
Objection, Judge. I'm sorry, what testimony would that be?
I believe you're stating facts, not evidence.
Okay, I thought that she had said that she had a glass of wine, and I apologize. I thought that was said. The court would know if it was, and it wasn't. But it's in the report somewhere. But I understand it's not before the court.
No,
they're interviewing her, Your Honor, after she had just gone through.
She said she had a glass of wine
at 44 miles an hour. Now they're interviewing her and they're asking her questions. I don't know if any of us would be in the right state of mind after we just went through a wall with our car at 40 miles an hour. So they're interviewing her, Judge, and they're asking, do you feel you could operate a motor vehicle? Well, of course she said no. I can't operate a motor vehicle. She just was in a collision 15 minutes prior, 20 minutes prior. Then they ask her, alcohol or whatever wise, 1 out of 10, where do you put yourself? She doesn't even, just imagine going through a wall and then 20 minutes later somebody say, how do you feel? Okay, so I don't know about her having her faculties. I understand that could be a question of fact, certainly, Your Honor. But the murder too, we just really argue strenuously that it just doesn't exist with regard to this record. Thank you. Nothing further.
Any rebuttal argument from the
I know the court knows this, but I just draw the court to the third state of mind available in murder two, which is a defendant knowingly created a very high risk of death or great bodily harm, knowing that death or such harm would be a likely result of their actions.
In the operative word, if I may.
People get
I'm sorry. I was going to say that knowingly.
All right, this is a preliminary examination. The standard of proof is probable cause. I've heard the testimony presented by the people. I've reviewed the exhibits, seen the video. It has, this evidence has been uncontroverted today by the defense. As to count 1 and count 2, homicide, murder in the second degree. The evidence has established by probable cause that both of the victims named in the complaint died an unnatural death due to the crash caused by the defendant. The question then becomes intent. Under common law and under Michigan law, you do not need to intend to kill someone to be convicted of second-degree murder. It can be done with depraved indifference to human life or with depraved heart. In Michigan, it's defined as knowingly creating a very high risk of death or great bodily harm, knowing that death or harm would be likely result of her actions. In this case, the defendant was operating her vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.18, as admitted today. She was driving at a high rate of speed, almost 45 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour area. She did this after she crashed into another vehicle, as the video showed. She was accelerating towards the building where the victims were located. Reviewing those factors, I do find she acted with depraved indifference to human life. Therefore, I am binding over on count 1 and 2, murder in the second degree. As to counts 3 and 4, operating while intoxicated causing death. On the following, the defendant was operating a motor vehicle. She did operate it on a place open to the public or generally accessible to motor vehicles. Under the statute, that also includes any designated parking area. The evidence does show that. Third, the defendant was intoxicated. The evidence shows that her blood alcohol level was a 0.17 at the time of the defense.
Sir, have you considered hair plugs?
Voluntarily decided to drive knowing that she consumed alcohol. The evidence circumstantially does prove that. Fifth, that the defendant's operation of the vehicle caused the death of the 2 named victims as the response. And that but for the defendant's operation of the vehicle, it would not have occurred. I do find that her actions are the direct and proximate cause of these victims' death. As to counts 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, operating while intoxicated causing serious injury. Incorporate all my prior findings as to those elements. I also find all of the named victims through their testimony after the medical evidence shows that there has been a serious impairment of bodily function as defined by MCL 257.58C. Therefore, the defendant is bound over to the 38th Circuit Court to stand trial on all charges.
Ooh.
Would you like an arraignment on July the 5th or July the 12th?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, you said July 5th?
She's already been arraigned. Oh, hang on.
July
12th of what?
That sounds good.
12th
And it will be arraigned in the 38th Circuit Court on July the 12th at 9 a.m. Anything else to address at this time?
July 12th, 9 a.m. Done.
Court is adjourned.
All rise. Court's in recess. You may be seated.
That's it, guys. Interesting. Okay, wow.
You argue about everything from who she is to what the charge.
Oh, Babu. Hello. Hi. Hey, Babu. How's it going? Hi. How was your OnlyFans stream today? I shall be arraigned again in circuit court. Okay. We learned a lot, didn't we? Yes. So last time we didn't really understand that she was actually known to all of those people. I didn't understand it at all. So now it makes a lot more sense how much those people on the Zoom link knew about her when they were yelling about her, because they were saying, oh, she's drunk all the time, she's this, she's that. And we were all like, how do you know? Like, what? How would you know whether she's drunk all the time? But okay, so if she was an actual party guest, so they do have some background knowledge of this person. And yeah, this whole thing about the seizures is making a fair bit more sense, considering now that we've seen her walk, and we've seen her walk actually like pre-accident. And that was pretty shocking, actually, seeing the way she was walking before she got into the car, and then the way she drove off and actually smashed into something in reverse. Wow, she is going to prison. She's off to the pen. Yeah. She's out on bail, it seems. Wonder if she's driving home. What? She's out on bail?
No, I think she's.
No, I don't think.
She may
is
get
she?
bail. I don't know if she is out on it.
Who said she's on bail? How did you find that out? Really? Could someone please Google that? Well, actually, David, you'd know that. Do you know if she's out on bail? That's who gave her bail?
I mean, she gets bail.
Wow. Did you catch that she's a former Commodore of the Boat Club? I do know that. Yes, she's a former Commodore of the Boat Club. Now, I don't know when. I'm sure it wasn't because of the crash. I'm sure it was prior, like quite a while ago.
I think she handled the jet ski chapter, David. David hates jet skis.
Oh.
Hates them with a passion.
Yeah. Also, the other thing that happened, and I hope that this has been fixed, the family, the mother, the blonde lady who was testifying, when she was like nearly on her deathbed, like when she was, you right there?
Yeah. You understand? I haven't eaten all day. I'm sorry. This stream's gone later than I expected.
It's okay.
I'm
Making
sorry.
fun of you. Sarah's hungry.
Trust me, my cats are like hounding me like vultures right now.
Are they?
Yeah. And I already gave them wet food. Sorry. I am sorry.
Ow. The mother, when she was like nearly on her deathbed, some like ambulance chaser came up to her and said, okay, here's some papers ready to sign for you to sue all these people. And the ambulance chaser said, and you should sue the bar that she had lunch at beforehand, and it's not the boat club, it's some other place, right? You should sue that bar because they served her some alcohol prior, and they should know better because they shouldn't have been serving her alcohol prior, right? And so they got a lawsuit slapped down on them, and they got named in the press and everything, and people were all like, oh, they're so terrible, this bar or whatever they are, this restaurant bar that she went to,
Pizza
and
place.
they got kind of like the pizza place. Yeah, exactly. Just like the D&E pizza. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the people started giving them all bad Google reviews and things like that. And you know what? They served her one glass of wine and a bowl of chili chowder.
Yum.
3 hours earlier. That's it. That is not where she got her high blood alcohol level. So that is completely false, debunked. Right. And so really, I can't stand it when people's livelihoods are ruined based on these rumors and just knee-jerk reactions from the public because they're angry about something that someone has done. And so they look to just mob mentality, go out and blame whoever they can and create havoc online.
Havoc
online, etc. And I don't know what's happened to that company, but I know that it caused them a lot of stress, and the lawsuit's been dropped. Obviously, it's stupid.
Yeah.
There was never anything in it. But yeah, I mean, it was some ambulance chaser, some DUI kind of lawyer, and let's hope that that's all gone away and that they have regained their good name and their business. So don't believe everything you read. Don't look into all of those. Rumble is down. Yeah, I saw that. Conspiracy theory. Joe Biden and CNN collaborated to take down Rumble.
I'm sorry,
Right.
that's sus. Anyway.
People keep saying to me, are you streaming this debate? And I don't know why. Why would I stream
Well,
the
you
debate?
can't do it on YouTube. But
okay.
No, they'll lawn cuck you.
I could do it on Twitch or something, I suppose.
You could do on Rumble, but Rumble is down.
Wait, okay, so is there some sort of government conspiracy going on or something?
Probably, but that's always the case.
Okay. So in half an hour, Potentially Criminal is doing Julian Assange freed, Young Thug update, Illinois parade shooter trial, and more. Illinois parade shooter. What's that all about?
It's America, so there's always a shooting somewhere.
What's this? Excited Uterus has new candle merch. Get the first product. Skintella. Oh, yes, Skintella. I love the word scintilla. Scintilla of evidence. And Zach and I were having this conversation in Good Logic stream the other day because Bronco was on the panel and he said scintilla. And I said, I just love the word scintilla. And Zach said, Skintella. And then we decided there should be merch in my store. There should be candles because
you're a woman.
Scent of hella. Scintella. Scintella. A Skintella or Scintella. Thank you for the super chat, Zach. You're awesome.
Thank you.
And Zach is fantasizing once again in the super chat. That's fine. He can fantasize. It's cool.
It's okay.
I love it. Skintella is lovely. I love it. Why? It's a delusional person and a dementia patient. Yeah. Look, but I get to laugh at it because I'm not an American. I just bet to be over here and be like,
hey, at least a delusional person doesn't have dementia. So,
I get to laugh. All right, so everyone should go and watch Potentially Criminal in half an hour. I might jump on there as well.
What's he doing?
He's doing a stream. Julian Assange freed, Young Thug update, Illinois parade shooter trial, and more.
Okay.
In fact, I'll put a link to it Well, actually, why not? I might just it's half an hour away, but I might just like dump you all over into the chat over there so you can be there.
Thank you.
Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Hang on, let's do that.
So now you are selling your Senhella. Some sell their farts too.
Look, I have too much class. Oh, now
And
seriously, now YouTube wants me to verify who I am. Luckily, I have a Touch ID.
Hella doesn't even know who she is because she doesn't exist.
Now, if we don't have a Karen Reid verdict tomorrow, what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to do a stream about how everyone has turned into assholes because of Karen Reid. And not because of her, because of the trial.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
not her personally. Not her personally.
No.
Because of the trial. Right? And what we're going to do is we're going to do like everyone come along and tell us your stories about how people have treated you like shit. Or maybe you want to tell us that perhaps maybe you want to like confess that perhaps you might have been a little bit of an asshole to somebody because of the Karen Reid trial. And we won't judge you. Right? But honestly, the Karen Reid trial, how much shitty behavior has there been in the last 2 months? How much shitty behavior has there been?
Yeah, Hella, why did you do that?
Uncivil had a stream of what? Of what? Of what? He didn't have that. Did he? Did Uncivil have a stream of how shitty people's behavior has been?
Oh.
I don't believe that. That doesn't sound like his idea. Oh my God. You gifted 5 memberships, Kat. That's so nice of you. You're such a gifting memberships fairy. Let me just... Actually, darling, could you please read those out whilst I just set up this redirect?
Yes, I can. Thank you so much, Kat. Not Williams. Ron A. Mav. Ashwee. Otto and Skiermish. We're all gifted memberships by the lovely Kat Not Williams.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You're so lovely. It's like I said, you're like a gifting memberships fairy.
You're a sweetheart.
And I was lurking earlier on your Young Thug stream. I was just lurking.
I haven't checked it out yet.
That was cool. That was cool. Okie dokie. So anyway, yeah. All right. So we have the potentially criminal stream set up. I'm just going to chuck you guys over into there. And was this coffin offer doxed and expert witnesses children? I know. I saw. Now that was an asshole thing to do. Now I'm not just going to say we do this stream tomorrow, and it's about how much people have been assholes to one another. I do want to hear from chat as to your experiences, as to who's been assholes to you and stuff. But I will show you some things like that as to who's been assholes to each other, and that is really being assholes. Big time assholes. Like, it's more than, like, here's like for days, I have trouble going through the amount of side drama that goes on because I just don't have time to do all the side drama. But I want to look at a little bit of that kind of side drama and go, like, what the fuck is with these people being assholes to one another?
Oh, did you see Julie from Court TV got suspended on Twitter today? Coffindoffer's girlfriend got suspended on Twitter. And I don't think she should have been suspended. I just find it funny because she's such a vile person.
She is, but what'd she actually do?
I have no idea. I don't like the idea of suspending people on Twitter, no matter with rare exceptions.
Elon is pretty easygoing.
No, he's easygoing. It's just the old rules and the system and stuff like that. That's still.
I'd love to know what she did.
I have no idea. Yeah.
I would actually love to know what she did.
I imagine she'll be restored, but it was still kind of funny.
Classic.
Yeah.
I hate her.
I know.
Hate her.
Coffindoffer.
No, Julie as well.
Julie's annoying too. I mean, even most of Court TV is cool, and like they're like, yeah, Karen Reed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's sus, and Julie's just like, Coffindoffer, get over here and let's go on a date. Let's go on a picnic.
This has been fun. Let's go. Let's go. Everyone go watch the debate if you want to.
Yeah.
If not, hang out, wait for Sean's stream because it'll be probably better. I might watch a little bit of both. But I might just be like Nelson. I'd be like, I don't live there. I know you love your country and all, but come on. The debate's gonna be funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it'll be a shit show.
Snibble. Snibble.
Howdy ho.
Howdy ho. Okay, cool. All right. Sally needs to go eat. He's trying to shove some chips in his mouth. Let's do him that. So long as it's only chips.
I'm not Hunter.
All right. Let's go. Okay, see you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.
Godspeed. Hasta luego.
Ya.
Read.